So everybody's had a few days since that whole Haunted Hills Sanitarium crap. That was super spooky and super scary. So make sure to heal yourselves up. I don't think anybody had any actual wounds, just tons of stress. So make sure to heal yourselves up.
See, I am okay.
Let's see. So get to my character sheet.
And hopefully Kuntis will be joining us.
Hopefully.
If not, we will
Hopefully.
power through because the power of daylight savings compels you.
Classic. Where
Oh, you're
Where are
breaking
we
up there.
noting injuries? I mean, last session, but
So
we're on the sheet.
if you look in your
On the
character
sheet,
sheet,
where are we
it'll
noting
be
injuries?
the critical injuries tab. If you have any, they would be there.
Yep.
Until they're healed.
Oh, okay. And are we putting stress on there, or does that come under?
No. Strain and wounds are up top under stats.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes, I see. Yes.
You're
And-
adding to the current
Right.
side.
Yeah, so you should have everything in
Yeah.
the current category as 0.
Yes.
And then
Okay,
basically we start at 0 and tick our way up. And when you hit your threshold, that's when the interesting things happen.
Yeah. Is threshold is the amount that you can take in one go as well, isn't it?
Roughly,
Yeah,
yes.
that's your
You
max.
can go over your threshold, but when you do, bad things happen. So it's sort of like in D&D when you go
Yes.
past 0, when you're basically in the negatives. Because, every time somebody hits you, it does critical injuries and it's just bad stuff. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. No.
Yes. When you hit your wound threshold, you go down and also take a critical.
Right. I'm with you. Yep.
And Dr. Bones doesn't appreciate people taking criticals because then he has to work.
Yeah. Then he has to do some work.
And since you can only heal so many crits at a time, which is just one, Dr. Bones does not want to have a backlog of work.
Sounds lazy to me, but whatever.
So you say now. Once you finally get a machine and you'll be saying, stop getting crits in the vehicle.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So as the group finally got back together after the horrible acid rain you encountered that drove you up into Haunted Hills Sanitarium, and you guys finally reconnected with everybody, and you guys, totally gave your mutant friend a earful about this crazy sanitarium full of ghouls and machines and crazy caretakers who want to keep their facility secret and holographic nurses. I still vision Nurse Joy.
Definitely wasn't the town we were looking for.
And then the group was totally saying, Mackenzie, where did you go? You went to scout ahead and disappeared during the rain.
Found bake sale.
That excuse sounds kind of sus. Probably because you kind of broke up there.
Oh, sorry. Found bake sale.
Bake sale.
Had
He comes
bake
back with a
sale.
bunch
Yes.
of rocks that look like biscuits.
Great Fallout Bake Off.
And
Sure.
thankfully, if you guys recall, Toaster Mackenzie totally knows
Yes.
where you guys need to go, so he's leading you in this beautiful
Oh,
course across the wasteland countryside. As you
Right.
guys are coming along, it's about midday, it's hot. Your mutant friend keeps pointing out all these different foods and waters that you can drink from that you totally are getting, this feeling that maybe this shit's radioactive because it kind of is. As you guys,
It's green, Captain.
I mean, for some reason, he doesn't understand why you guys are squeamish about that radioactive stuff, but hey, whatever. You guys have witnessed your first Brahma, which your mutant friend totally tells you are okay to eat, as you see these two-headed cows, this small herd of like 20 of them, moseying through the area. And the worst part is it's a
Oh yes.
two-headed cow with both heads, are alive. It's kind of creepy. As you guys, you feel like you're making great time. That acid rainstorm that hit totally set you back a bit. But as you guys are coming across this hill, you look down and across this little valley, and your mutant friend totally points across the way and says, "That away." And somebody give me a survival roll.
I am a. I
Excuse
have a
me.
yellow and 3 green.
I
I
have
got
two
better.
green. So far,
So,
you're the best at it.
okay. Yeah. Hi, Cunning. All right. I will do it. And you ready?
Yep. Beautiful. As you guys
Boom.
come over the rise, Seth is using everything he learned in the SAS survival guide from the vault of what not to do in the wasteland,
Wow.
and conveniently bypasses a couple things that you saw in the distance. You saw some creepy giant scorpions fighting each other over a Brahma at one point. Big giant scorpions eating a little tiny cow, and by little tiny cow I mean full size bovine.
Yeah, worth avoiding.
At first, you guys are looking and you see the two scorpions from a distance. It's sort of like that Land of the Lost scene where there's the crab, and it looks like two tiny scorpions fighting over a tiny cow, and then you realize it's a full size cow. Let's not go that way. As they're giant scorpions fighting. Then you guys come over the rise and you see just to your right there seems to be a looks like a wastelander community. Looks like about a dozen buildings, some of them pre-war, refurbished, some of them, just, tin sheets nailed together as support. And you totally see, it looks like some kind of light flickery lights, and all of a sudden from the distance you hear a single crack of a gunshot, and then some weird noise from the mile away that you guys are that echoes across, and a couple yells and screams, and some kind of troubles happening over there. What do you guys want to do? It's the first community you vault dwellers have seen that's not a sanitarium full of crazy people.
All right.
Yields up.
Is this,
Red alert.
Do I?
is this the place toaster?
Do, is this the thing I was heading towards, or is
This is the
this
right
some other
way,
thing on
but
the
this is
on?
not the vault that you're looking for. It's just another survival community where you've made some caps. And you do notice as you come across the hill, there are these two parallel pieces of metal shining on the ground. And I'll totally just say they're railroad tracks. But it might be the first time our vault dwellers have seen railroad tracks. And they look like they are serviceable tracks. They have been in use in the last, few months. Yes, I'm totally stealing from the Wasteland game that there are people that have some working locomotives. Because I consider Wasteland part of the Fallout group.
Which just remind me, because my notes are not as good as usual for some reason. Prosperity, is that where we were heading?
That is where you're heading, yeah. You recall, do me a favor, give me an intelligence roll. It could be like any knowledge if you've got one, but it's probably just going to be a straight up intelligence roll. It's the average difficulty. Yeah. What do you remember about this community? If there's anything to remember.
Do I add anything or just do? Yeah. Huh. What does that mean? Have I clicked the right thing? Yeah.
You clicked the right thing. Your dice roll was a total wash. So you're just like, oh yeah, you remember this little shithole. It's just one of another tiny little survival communities. It's a little place called Harvest Hollow, a small but vibrant settlement.
So the gunshot that went off, was that like directed towards us or just
No,
somewhere in the
it's
town?
just it's somewhere in the town. Gunshot went off, and you guys just heard the echo of a gunshot.
Mm, mm.
So the only thing you really remember is you have a long overland trip, and you remember this place has food. That's probably why you're taking them this direction, to show your friends what an actual food market looks like, because you remember this place does have a decent farming community going. In the post-apocalyptic world that it is, that's a
No
pretty
problem.
valuable commodity. Other than that, you don't really remember much. Maybe it's because
Not place going.
you ate your
What?
fill last time.
No problem. Not place going to have food. Should go. And I start marching off towards it.
All right, let's do this. Let's meet some people.
You guys follow your big
Not
scary
ghouls.
friend. Yes, by the way, your friends tell you these stories about these people that have no noses and look like zombies, and you're just like, yeah, those are ghouls. So, as you know, you guys walk to the
Yeah,
community.
the last session I was in, we fought some, didn't we?
Hmm. But the ones they describe seem to
The
be
last session I
slightly.
was in, we fought some.
Yep, you fought some feral ones. These
Yes.
were a little more cognitive ghouls. You know, they actually had a sense of self and a sense of purpose. But you know, from history, this place is fairly safe-ish. I mean, they hire people to do jobs for them and stuff. So if you were looking to get some, you know, distracting side job or whatnot, you can totally do that, because you know, people like, you know, in these communities need people to do stuff like, you know, grunt work. And when you're a giant super mutant, grunt work is your bread and butter. So you guys head on down, and apparently, you know, we get this screen swipe as you're walking into town, and you're hearing some people sobbing and crying, and you know, some people seem to be, obviously there was some kind of confrontation that happened here. Somebody give me a perception check.
Let's see.
That's a
Perception.
thing, isn't it?
I got 2 greens. I'll do it.
Do it. Do it.
Sorry, go ahead and
Engage.
roll. Go ahead and roll that
Take
again.
it.
I didn't have your difficulty in there.
Okay.
Even better, I like that. The improvement. So as you guys come walking around and you're all kind of looking around, and totally your friend is telling you this place is fairly safe, and of course you're starting to totally question in the wasteland if anything is considered actually air quotes safe. As you look around, this looks to be a community, like a rough community of about maybe 100 people, mostly little collectives of families in this area, where they've like rebuilt a gas station. You totally see that there's the no-tell motel that's been refurbished to use as apartments. People have laundry hanging off the rails on the second floor, and there was some kind of festival here where they had power lines stringing across to the gas station. That's the obviously our tech savvy member realizes they use the gas station as a generator to power the town. So they have a unsafe amount of extension cables and jumper cables coming off that building to power the, you know, dozen buildings that have electricity. And
Mm.
there are bodies in the streets. You know, people have basically had, there's some kind of confrontation here. Somebody's immediately trying to help a family
Oh,
member that's it's the weirdest thing. They've got like a nail sticking out of their head, two or three of them. And immediately,
I'm going. I'm going to wheel myself up to the body, check him for a pulse.
you immediately go over there. Do me a favor. Give me a medicine check, Doc. Dr.
Okay.
Bones.
Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready. So
Wow.
immediately, you guys see Dr. Bones go into triage mode. And he runs over there, and one of the people are patting their loved one who's got, nail wounds. And Dr. Bones is like, this totally looks like an industrial accident to you because the person looks like they've been hit by a nail gun, for lack of a better terms. Two or three times, and
Right. Yeah.
immediately Dr. Bones starts going to work and starts, says, hold the patient down, and starts pulling nails out of the wounds and, taking care of them. And the person immediately looks up at Dr. Bones. He's like, oh, thank God. And this little old granny looking lady, she's missing most of her teeth. She's got her hair kind of up nice, but it's all disheveled. And she looks up at Dr. Bones and goes, Mr. Handy, thank you so much for saving my son. Is and all of a sudden she kind of looks past Dr. Bones and sees the other two of you, especially the large super mutant, and goes, "Oh my!" And she reaches into her pocket to pull out some broken spectacles that she puts on. As all of a sudden she
Uh,
goes,
is so? Do I find a pulse?
"Oh yeah, yeah, you succeed with the medical check.
Oh,
You
okay.
basically you see that he had some pretty bad wounds, and you patch him up to the point of he's basically going to make it."
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, basically your patient on the ground there, he looks like he seemed to be the most severely harmed that still obviously is alive. There's like 4 or 5 people who are dead. Most of them you see like
Hmm.
a combination of gunshots and occasionally a nail. And with that advantage, I'll
Yeah.
totally tell you, most of the dead ones, you notice that they have a nail in the back of their head, like the base of their skull. Absolutely
Hmm.
freaking brutal. And this is what happens when your GM randomly rolls a weapon.
Wow.
And immediately she looks up at you and she shakes Dr. Bones' mechanical apparatus and says, "Thank you for saving my son. You." And she pulls out her spectacles and puts them on, looking at your compatriots walking up behind you. And she goes, "You're you're not with those bandits, are you? You're not you're
Bandit
not one of the gluttons."
gluttons.
That's what those despicable bandits call
Um.
themselves. And she gestures towards, where there's obviously these big long picnic tables set up, and you see the food is trashed on the tables. There was some kind of town party happening. Those those
Hmm.
bastards came through and stole
I'll.
the food and killed some of our people.
Are any of
Okay.
dead
I'll.
armed?
I'll.
Sorry.
No, you're all right. Go on. Carry on, Neil. Sorry.
No, I was just asking these people that got shot, whether they're alive or dead. What were they armed with, or were they just not armed at all?
It looks like most of them have a sidearm or two on them, the corpses, but it looks like they
Mhm.
never drew their weapons.
Oh, okay.
As you turn around and your optic
Oh.
sensors are taking all of that in, as all of a sudden she's like, "Those bastards were invited to the feast like everyone because we open our doors during the festival of plenty, and we welcome all strangers. And then this is what we paid for it." As she looks at the nails that Dr. Bones pulled out of her son, and she picks up the nails and she says, "The the The bastard who leads these uses a weapon that uses these. He was called Jet.
I look to the captain.
Jet. I'll bend down to her and say, "You say Jet, woman."
Yes, I think he told us his name was Jet, but his men, they called him Razor. And he came out of nowhere. We invited them over to join our festival just as once we've recovered, we will invite you to our festival. But as soon as we sat down to eat, his men, they had little single shot pistols, but he wields some kind of yellow gun that fires these darts. And she holds up a number 10 nail, and she says he attacked us from he has some kind of stealth ability. We didn't see it coming, and as soon as he attacked, his men immediately pulled their weapons and took hostages, keeping the men from protecting everyone by threatening all of us, especially the older members. And she has this total look of like shame on her face that she was probably taken hostage, and that's why her son died. I'll, I'll, I'll,
They still have hostage.
they've stolen a few members of the town, and they went over there. And she points. You notice like just about a quarter a mile past where most of the habitable buildings are, there's a large building that seems to be lit up right now, even in the daylight. You can see that it's some kind of big, large building, and you see a blinking blue light that says food, and then alternating city. Yes, I'm totally stealing a local grocery store name in Tucson.
Excellent.
As this rickety
Good old
sign
food
is
city.
lighting up the word food, and it's blinking all twitchy because bad lights. And then another one that goes to city. It says, the bastards captured a few of our people to steal food, and they all went over there to gorge themselves after they murdered so many people. And she gives this. She looks up over at Toaster, and she seems to have almost a sense of recollection that she remembers you. I mean, you don't remember what you did in the town, but maybe they remember you. As
No, absolutely not.
she totally throws the bloody nail into the ground and says, I will pay you all the food you can carry, as well as a basket full of extra, and 2 more refills of as many taters as you can take over the next season or two. If you go over there to the old market house and take care of that problem. And she like squints her eyes when she says take care of that problem. You know what she means by take care of that problem.
I'll crack my knuckles, and I'll kind of stand up. Stupid Razor, not understand socio-economic forecasting.
I'm going to hover over to the table of food and scan what they've been eating.
Oh.
Try to determine how the nutritional value to the party and possibly the vault would be.
As you check out, they've got. It looks like they've got parts of rad scorpions. You know those very large scorpions you saw. That they basically
Mm-hmm.
learned a technique to steam and make delicious, basically land crab. They have some kind of bird, which you're thinking may or may not be turkey. It gives off a slight radioactive tick when you check it out. And they have lots and lots of taters,
Haters.
basically potatoes, but the mutant variety. You definitely have a feeling that this is the most nutritious food you've seen on the
What's taters,
surface
precious?
since you Since you've got to the surface, it's the most nutritious stuff you've seen.
Curious.
And of course, there's some kind of barbecue, which you probably assume is the Brahmas. That's the two-headed cows.
Hmm.
And are you doing
But
triage on
no people.
Okay.
any of the other victims?
Yeah.
Okay, give me one other medicine roll to encompass your general. You guys are watching Dr. Bones, go from patient to patient to patient, seeing what he can do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just
Let
going to
me.
start walking over towards the food place.
Okay. Let
Like
me know when you're ready.
mumbling under my breath
Yep,
about.
it's ready. Okay, so Dr. Bones
One
manages to
sec.
save a few people that would have, probably died of their wounds, but that's perfectly fine. They're like, this Mr. Handy is great. He saves our people. Can we keep him?
One to beam up.
And Seth, do me a favor. Give me a vigilance or perception check. You've been quiet, so I'm calling you out.
Still there, big man?
As I'm worried that you've been quiet and I'm calling you out, you're still quiet. David, are you there?
Not like David. It's not the David I know and love.
David, did we lose you?
Oh dear. Sure, he's trying desperately to get back online.
Oh, no sound. Oh no, so all of this he has missed. Tell him he needs to go over and Twitch and listen to it again. Ah, he hears us. We've talked copious amounts of crap and he has heard us.
He's a reservist. Maybe we should stop doing that.
I think he jumped out and jumped back into Discord.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna start stomping my way over to this supermarket or whatever it is.
Dr.
Just
Bones,
cracking my knuckles, muttering
are you gonna let your
myself.
big beefy mutant compatriot do that, or are you gonna try to trick him with some busy work of put this person on the table?
Yeah, I'm going to ask for his assistance in making my patients comfortable.
Nurse Toaster,
Hello?
I need your assistance. Ah, we can hear you.
Yeah, weird. I mean, nothing. I didn't change anything. I don't know what was going on. I could hear you the whole time and wondered why a couple of comments nobody responded. So, all right.
It was so good of a comment that the internet
Um,
couldn't handle it.
What was I
Obviously.
rolling again?
A
Oh
vigilance
yeah, you were doing
or
some
a
rolling, weren't you?
perception.
Do it.
Perception. All right.
Obviously, you guys realized that
One.
your mechanic friend Seth was busy looking at something, as it totally
I'm
distracted
actually
him
not the
from what's going on.
mechanic. That's
But you're good at finding
mechanic's my
things.
other character.
But you're good at finding
Well, I'm
things.
good at finding things. Yes. Yes. That is my technique. Finding my way into
Hmm.
spaces. All right.
Holy crap!
Did I see something?
As you totally
Bloody hell, man.
realize that there is
Wow.
a pickup truck that was hidden under a tarp and some refuse that you totally notice that someone has obviously hidden. And as you pull the tarp off this old beat up pickup truck, it looks like somebody's put some TLC into it. And the second you pull off the tarp,
Nice.
like a bunch of the decoy stuff piled on top of it comes crashing loudly off, and everybody is looking at Seth as he did that total pull the tablecloth off the table. Only he crashed all the silverware off the
Watched it.
table instead of pulling it off flawlessly. As you do notice, this truck looks awesome. For anything on the surface, it looks awesome. For you seeing the old commercials every time you watched a video, it looks like it's a beat up piece of crap, but it's awesome that it's got working wheels on it. This could totally be a thing that you might want to get your hands on at some point. But it was
You think?
obviously from what Seth saw, somebody tucked it away to hide it out of sight. As you totally hear Dr.
Nice.
Bones pulling your mutant friend over to assist and pat this person on the head so they
I,
feel better.
I will if he pulls me and kind of stops me and says, I need a hand. I'll kind of just stamp my foot on the floor and point to the kind of the supermarket and saying, "But I want to go over there." Like a child, kind of.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
Supposed
We'll get there.
supposed
Just
to
a
teach,
second. Look at this
supposed
thing.
to
It's
teach Ray a lesson.
like we'll get to the food, but look at this truck. This is amazing. It's in such good shape.
Teach Toaster teach lesson. Yes, his wheel go round. He's nice. He's
Romulan. We need to say
Toaster won't break man in half.
I mean, now the question
some
is,
sort of cloaking technology.
she totally threw an offer out to you there, Toaster, for food, which is usually all it takes for Toaster. Is Toaster good with the negotiation, or do you want to try to negotiate harder?
No, I don't want to negotiate. She said there. My understanding, if I've got it right, is that the bad guys are holed up in this supermarket.
Yep,
Is that right? Yeah.
yep. And
And
she
so
offered
I
you
just
food.
cracked my knuckles, and she said, "Oh yeah, I'll give you a load of food." And I'm not even bothered in negotiating. I'm just kind of, well, if that's what needs to be done, I'll go and do it. So that's why I started stomping over there to go kick some out. But obviously, Doctor Handy has stopped me. Doctor Bones.
And Dr. Bones,
Oh, me
have you
wanted to
corrected
people, but
have you corrected them that you are Dr. Bones and not this Mr. Handy they keep calling you?
Nope. Uh,
Nice.
I
He's
am
not all
so,
stuck up on his titles.
I downloaded this
what was
PhD.
it? Star Trek Rules of First Contact is referred to as yeah. I'm going to
what you want me to do to
I wait
Oh.
survey determine numbers and what is ancient Klingon proverb says only fools wage war in a burning building.
Ha 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 ha.
What kind of building is this that they're
okay?
in?
Give me a another perception check there. You look up the hill at this little building.
All right. Ready?
Yep. You look up there. It's from first glance looks like a very large boxish building. It's got it looks like a few different openings in the building that they put barricades over once upon a time, the town folk. And so it looks like it's got many, many options in. As you look with that beautiful perception check, you totally see in the what looks like to be what's left of a parking lot. There seems to be some kind of lookout tower, probably used by the town folk because it's a little higher elevation than the area down here. And there seems
Okay.
to be some smaller framed person crawling up in the lookout tower from this distance. So if you were to say march straight there, you probably would totally stick out and be noticed coming. And as well as that, there is a roundabout section. There's probably some old decimated suburb. You see, that you could take a roundabout way with using cover of the blown out buildings to go there without the lookout
Okay.
seeing you. So there's a blatant
Hmm.
out in the wasteland path that goes to the building, or ruins off to the right that you could take to try to hide yourselves and stealth to get closer there without being noticed. And take a
Okay.
point of strain as the sun is starting to set, and you're like, uh-oh. It's going to be dark by the time we get there.
All right. And about how many of them are there, ma'am?
Oh, it was horrible. We thought at first it would be great to have a small handful of people, and then all of a sudden, what we thought were 5 survivors in the wasteland turned out to be about, and she takes her hand out and kind of counts and says, about 10 of them total,
Hmm.
counting that
Well,
10.
bastard.
We should smash.
But and then there's the one guy that Dr. Bones patched up coughs and he's like, but they're a cowardly lot. They only have zip guns. And he basically does this little pew pew gesture and he says the cowards only have little single shot 38s. We could have taken them if the bastards hadn't taken hostages. And he of course does that classic TV cough cough ache, ache, has his hand in a handkerchief sling where he was shot in the shoulder in a non-lethal way, and Dr. Bones is, patting him on the head to not exert himself. Looks over and says,
hmm.
Ma, you don't need to send these folks off there to do it. We'll do it once we've all recovered from our injuries.
Yeah, you're not looking too good for that there, son.
As the guy looks at the pile of nails on the ground,
You might die.
and then he looks up at the big guy with his sword and goes, you might be right. We've got enough to go around for everyone. If if you can do this exactly what my mother promised you, we'll be good for. As he conveniently passes out on the picnic table.
Hmm.
I look expectantly at Seth. And say,
It's like 10 shots.
we smash bad guys now?
Well, we gotta do this smartly.
Yes?
We don't want to injure anybody
Yes,
they
smart.
have.
Rip off door. Rip off door. Not complete.
Yeah, not quite like that. Um, I mean,
All right. Rip off window. Smash man's head. Not go through door. Door stupid, yes.
well, maybe peek in window to see what's going on, and then we'll go from there.
Obviously, you get the
Then
impression.
smash window, then smash man's head.
Seth is the man with the plan.
Apparently. All right. I guess let's head up there and we'll work our way around.
So you're going to take the way that provides a convenient stealthy stealth check to get closer?
Yep. Or we take the truck and drive straight in.
You,
Oh, are you seeing if the truck works?
you old,
Well, sorry,
you
go ahead. Yeah.
Old woman. You.
All right. Yeah, not gonna mess with the truck. We'll revisit that. So, come on, Toaster, and I'll start heading up the Heidi Trail.
And as you head,
Hey,
Old woman.
I need to step away for a moment. I'll be right back.
They got animal.
Maybe.
as Dr. Bones is going to busy
They-
himself with some of the wounded, as you guys
Old
are
woman.
deciding which way to go. Aaron, you're breaking up really bad, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, man.
It's okay. Toaster's just excited to smash something.
I don't know what. Yes, Toaster excited smash. Old woman, are you still?
So you cut out right after
No,
you
am I
said
breaking
old
up bad?
woman.
You still alive? No, something's happening here.
As poor Toaster is having a moment. He remembers something about when he's last here as he bangs his head. This is how we bring this into play.
Time for a new computer.
Yeah, you used to be pretty good. I don't know why you've been having the last several
Right.
sessions like cutouts and stuff.
Chaps. Yeah. Whatever, it's the
Discord,
second
you're
screen.
killing us
Where am I?
here.
Discord's usually pretty darn good.
So, do you guys want to take the path that's the open path, or do you want to take the concealed path?
My computer.
Stealthy path.
Okay, so you guys are heading off towards the direction of the stealthy path, as
What?
one of the locals says, "If you're going that direction, don't go through the park." Which, by the way, with your awesome perception check, you totally see this shortcut will take you through the park. If you want to ask him more, would you like to know more?
Oh yes, I will definitely
Yes.
stop and inquire.
As you
Tell
know,
tell
What's the
more
matter with
about
the
park.
park.
as the guy comes up and says, "Be careful. We saw some sign that there's some rad scorpions in the area of the park over there. I wouldn't go through there if I were you."
Oh yes, scorpion with skateboard bad.
And you totally
Yeah.
see
Well-
the blatant out in the open path has like 8 or 9 wheelbarrow marks of where obviously these bandits like stole shit, threw them in wheelbarrows and wheeled them up to the supermarket. If you want to take the out in the open path, I'm just going to throw that out there as an option.
Yeah, no. But we'll take the stealthy, but avoid the park.
So you're going to go around and about. Okay, so the park is it's gonna make you take even longer to get there going around the park. Would have been a great shortcut.
Will it be dark by the time we get there?
It will be dark by the time you get there, especially if you're having to go
Which could
around
be
the
an
park.
advantage.
So as you're heading through the ruins, somebody give me one stealth check.
Stealth. Bear with me.
I think I have 3 green in stealth. Give me a second.
Hey, you can.
No,
You said you
I
can
got two.
access Discord through your phone. Have you gone into settings to see if you can pull up your password there?
I haven't set different passwords. That's fine. But it's
My stealth is 3 green. Do you have better? Probably not, huh?
And
No,
You're all
I've got
strength.
2.
I'm
Yeah,
told
I
I
you're
would
got
say
2
you're all
green.
strength,
by
not.
the way.
both account. So it's like
He's not muted. So stealth. All right. Are you set up?
Mm-hmm. You believe you guys are being
Boom.
super stealthy as we see this montage of you guys scurrying from cover to cover as your mutant friends just like, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Dr. Bones is floating along. As you guys see the park and as you totally, see the park where they have signs that say danger, do not play on equipment. And literally this is like the park from the 1950s Nightmare where it's all jagged metal things. This metal slide looks like it'll kill you just by looking at it. And then you take the little roundabout and you basically see the parking lot where it's a little patches of asphalt in the parking lot. And you see the observation tower that's there that faces basically over town and outside of town. So if there was somebody in this tower when you guys came over the rise, you would have been seen, but thankfully you noticed that with your keen perception that the kid was climbing the tower, as you guys were getting into town, so they didn't see newcomers show up. And do me a favor, somebody roll me perception, and it's dark. So is there any mitigation of the darkness, or are you taking the 2 setback dice for darkness?
I don't think I have anything for dark.
I mean, thankfully, the kid up in the tower's got a little light for himself. He's got teeny tiny little camp stove sized fire going up there to keep himself warm. And the supermarket
I have
is lit up, and you're hearing music playing inside the building.
I do have a flashlight, but I'm not going to use the flashlight right now.
Not going to wave the
It's not gonna
flashlight
help.
around in the darkness?
No. If
You
I had red
sure?
lens filter, might help, but no. We'll be fine.
But then they not see us coming.
That's what my plan is.
I'll
ready?
look surprised. I'll look surprised and I'll go, "You genius! I like you," and I'll kind of
Yes,
pat you on the head.
it's a surprise party. Are you ready?
Toaster not like surprise.
Yep.
But it's not for you; it's for them.
It's good.
So clearly you can see the kid has, up in the little lookout tower, he is completely at the edge of the parking lot for this grocery store. There's no way he could go from where you are to him between you to get to tell people. Excuse me.
Nice.
So you could creep up the tower and try to take him out if you wanted. And more importantly, that success and advantage. Let me find my map. Let me move.
Did you make some kind of roll, David? Sorry, I had to shut
I
down
did.
Roll20 briefly. Yeah.
Yeah, I made a perception.
okay, cool.
I got 1 success and 1 advantage on this one.
One advantage, yeah, I see that now.
And because of the dark, there was the 2 setback dice, making it more difficult. So
I've shut off my second monitor, and I think that seems to be the issue. I wonder whether it's just the processing power.
that's weird.
Yeah,
I think it would take
It's
that
not-
much to run a second monitor, but
it's quite an old computer, so
But you
Oh, is it?
sound wonderful.
Excuse me.
So you may
is this
want to,
the setup?
yep, you may want to zoom out your map. The tower is quite a distance this way to the south,
Okay, yeah.
And with your roll, you clearly see that there are two guys outside near one of the piles of concrete that's there. And they're just like smoking some cigarettes and bullshitting, drinking some kind of booze that looks like it comes in a 6-pack.
All right.
And
So
they
the tower's
seem
before
the tower is
Toaster,
before that. And these two guys seem oblivious at the moment. Their body language tells you they are intoxicated in some kind of way, shape, or form. Obviously drinking some kind of irradiated booze because that's what wastelanders do.
Are they human?
They are definitely human. They are puny
Yeah.
compared to you.
Well, yes, of course.
that. Well, of course he was. All right. So the guys up the tower, and is the tower within their sight?
If anything loud and noisy happens, yes.
How difficult would it be to climb the tower from the outside,
Not
or
too
is it
hard.
the kind of thing where you go inside?
It's totally built so that even somebody of large size can easily climb up there. These
Right.
town folks made it. It's basically an OP, observation point. It's meant to be climbed easy and safely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
you'd be the best to go up there and potentially bonk them quietly. 'Cause all I got is bang bang.
Toaster confused by language.
All these
Toaster
colloquial
bonk man in tower.
vault words.
Considered done.
Yeah,
Too
bonk
late
him on the
now.
head. He needs a nap.
Oh. Yes, you into kinky shit. No problem. Okay, I will is it obviously if I want to make a stealthy approach, am I best off going into the tower and climbing up as you would normally, or should I climb up the outside? How does it work?
It basically is. It looks like one of those towers you'd see at the beach. So it's got the little stairs that go up it. So it would be more of a stealth approach if you wanted to be sneaky.
Oh, I
I
see.
mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
could
so
you
it's
could
not
make life difficult and actually King Kong up the side if you wanted, but that would be a climb check.
Yeah.
Whereas you could just take the stairs. It was made to be easily walked up.
Okay, but that would be a stealth issue, wouldn't it?
Yep, it would definitely be a stealth if you wanted to get up there. I got
So without metagaming too much, what is climbing in terms
that
of,
that would
because
be
it's not a specific skill. Athletics. So would I be?
You have an abundance of.
which is
Yeah,
based on
there
brawn,
is my
which you might be good at.
yeah, but my stealth is rubbish.
I mean, you do have story points. Don't forget, you guys got 3 story points you can use to make your skills a little bit better.
True, that's a very good point. Okay,
And you
all right,
have
yeah, why not?
the gift of darkness on your side, which turns into 2 extra blues.
Ah, yes, the gift of darkness. Yes, it's what I gave to most of my family last Christmas. Okay,
And
so
this year they're shooting
yeah, why not? Okay, I'm going to do the stealth approach. Why not? And I will use a story point. So do I click the use story point? Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right.
So I have clicked that.
And I'm putting your
And
upgrade in there.
okay. And I'm looking at stealth. Are you ready for me to roll?
Your dice pool is ready.
Okay, cool. So I'm clicking on the stealth, yeah?
Yep. Nice.
Awesome. That's great.
Okay, so with your intention of sneaking up there, you guys, from your little hiding spot, see your big mutant friend scurry over there, and he starts sneaking up all Scooby-Doo style. As you sneak successfully, you notice that the human up in the tower is a very, very small human, very obviously young, basically. And he's huddled around this teeny tiny fire of like two sticks that he's made to stay warm. As you see, he's got a couple bags full of food up there, and he is oblivious to you. You see, he's got over on the railing of the observation tower, there's this little 38 zip gun, basically it's a fancy tube with a little snappy trigger to shoot the shell that's in there, and a couple 38 rounds sitting up there, standing up. And he is oblivious to you. What would you like for your 3 advantage?
What kind of thing? So this is the decrease the time taken to perform action while hidden.
So
Is that the only?
So that's just one
Go on.
suggestion. I mean, if you wanted, I would let you turn in those 3 advantage to take this kid out without any fuss or muss, if you want, because
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't want to give the game away. So I don't know whether that is as simple as literally go up and grab him by the neck and bash his head against the side of the side of the thing, just and there's no noise or no alert, and just and he's out. I think why not? Yeah, that's what I think I want to happen. Yes.
In this case, I will totally give you that because he is just a podunk minion, and words are wasted on the weak. As you just grab him and smash him into the plank, and is your intent to just knock him out or to kill him? It's totally up to you.
No, did you say he's young? He's a child, is he? Or
He's probably like the 14, 15-year-old age range, that not a tween, but not quite a youth.
Yeah, no, I think I'll just knock him out. I don't want to kill him. Yeah.
Okay. As you smash him, and as you're sneaking back down the tower, the camera totally pans and sees his chest quiver, showing that yes, he is alive with the blood dripping down his temple, but he's out cold, and his little fire is continuing. Do you
Oh, and
steal?
Yeah, I was going to say, I might just have a quick look at what he's got, and I don't know what there is. If there's like a bun or a scone or something.
There are some totally tasty baked goods that he's been, hoarding in his little bag.
Yeah, I'll have one of those. Yeah, I'll have one of those. And if I can make, I don't know whether I can make it back to the other guys, and I'll be stuffing my face and kind of gesture back with my thumb behind me, kind of thing, and saying, "He not bother us anymore."
All right.
Were you interested in his little firearm, by the way?
Nope.
Yeah, because guns are for the weak.
If his finger wouldn't fit in the trigger.
No, I want something big and ridiculous, not little pea shooters. That's what I'm after. I'm after something outrageous.
As you come sneaking back to them, and you hear this scritch sound of the PA system in the grocery store. It changes, and all of a sudden, some heavy metal music starts playing there, and the 2 guys you easily see outside in the lights that are drinking something that's got them intoxicated start totally doing the head banging. They're oblivious to anything happening out there as you get back to your friends, and you just like have a bag of scones.
Yeah. Yes. See, bake sale.
All
Yeah.
right. And I was gonna say, you didn't bring enough to share.
Yeah, I'll offer you a couple. Yeah.
There were 8 in the bag, so I don't know how many were there by the time he got back to you guys.
By the time you got there, yeah, I have fast metabolism.
Apparently.
I mean,
Anyway.
obviously, that's why your friend took off last time to go find food.
Yes, let's go smash. I mean, yes, stealth approach.
Yes. Then smash.
Then smash, man.
Sounds good. All right. So I guess we should take out the drunkards, just since they'll be probably easier.
And you
And
clearly
that's
see there's like a whole bunch of entrances in the front. There's also one to the side that obviously somebody's cleared out and used. It's an entrance-rich environment.
Oh yes, this is on the map, isn't it? Yes.
yeah.
Now I'm on
As
a
I
little
double check
screen.
to make sure you
Actually,
can
you
see
know
the
what?
same map I'm looking at.
Yep. That map.
Oh, I see. So where the light is spilling out, that's where there's an entrance, is there?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
if we went in here, or even if we went all the way back and went in here,
Is it a single story, Jim? Is it ground floor only?
It is a single story building, but it's a very high story. So like most supermarkets where it's got the 10-foot ceilings inside, it's got the high like warehouse
Mhm.
style ceiling, but it is definitely a single
Mhm.
story building with one of the flat roofs. As you're totally wondering why tactically they didn't put a guy on the roof instead of that stupid tower.
yeah, well, criminals are dumb.
Maybe it was the kids' initiative.
Yeah,
They
I'd
ain't
say we
no
make our way
criminals.
around to here.
So you want to creep around the back?
Yeah, come in there.
Oh, yeah. Toaster good at stealth.
You did do well,
Yeah,
considering.
that was pretty sneaky. So
Yes.
you hear these guys singing horrible off-key music as you guys go sneaking around the side there. And when you come to the back of the building, it takes a few minutes for you guys to hustle up through the open parking lot to get there. You see there's a big sign that says for loading and unloading only.
Oh,
Okay.
So you guys head
Oh,
around
is
this little
cool.
only
loading
for
ramp here.
is only for goods in. We are bad. So bad's in.
We're good. They're bad. They came in the wrong way.
Ah, yes.
We fix.
Glad you clarified. I had moral dilemma.
So yes, I will work my way here to this door, and I will check out said door.
Okay, the door is definitely locked. It's got the ever-present light right above it that's just beaming straight down. Great fluorescence in the apocalypse.
Nice.
As you feel kind of exposed when
Fluorescence
you're
is good.
standing out there. How are you gonna get past this
It's all right.
locked
We won't be
door?
here long. Well, I'm gonna pull out a little bobby pin, and we're gonna take a look at the door, see if maybe I can jimmy this or something. I've seen it on a video once.
Saw it on a vid once.
We're gonna skullduggery
Toast.
this. Oh, I still play like I
You want
don't know what I'm doing.
you want Toaster to break?
No. Just
Oh, I'll look
relax.
really disappointed. I'll look really disappointed. Oh,
It might
okay.
just be jammed. I don't think it's actually locked, so I'll do a skullduggery to try to pick it.
Toaster not like jam.
Depends on the flavor. Let me know when you got
Your
dice of red hat.
ready.
All right.
As
What?
you totally do the skullduggery to kind of unjam it, and the door just kind of jingles. As you're realizing it's really either secured from the inside or it's wedged shut. You're not quite sure which. But you do have 3 advantage.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well,
It does give you a good suggestion.
yeah. Yeah. Target. Okay. Well, is there a good potential target?
Okay, for good potential target, you totally notice there's a ventilation. Back east, how you got those windows above the doors for ventilation. The old timey
Hmm.
vents. There's totally one of those there that if you athletics yourself up there or had somebody give you a boost so they could roll athletics for you, you could probably cat burglar yourself through that little window.
Ooh.
And it's big enough
Yes.
to fit our friend here.
It could fit your friend, or if maybe you were boosted up, maybe you could open the door from the inside.
Oh, that's true. There is that.
You get in, open door from inside,
As
then no jam.
Yeah.
as Dr. Bones is like,
No
I
jam.
can't fit through that window.
Yeah. Here.
However, I
Just
do
use-
hover, so maybe I can
I was
give
going
him
to
the
say,
boost.
yeah. How high do you hover?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Usually in Fallout,
Never had.
it's like 1 to 10 feet. It's not that high.
10 feet is a long way, man.
hmm
10 feet's pretty high, but yeah.
So
But
the
no, I'll be
question,
like, hey, give me a boost here.
so the question is Seth gonna roll the athletics, or are you gonna have your big friend give you a boost and roll the athletics?
No, yeah. I'm like Toaster. Give me a boost.
Yes. Me throw man to window. Yes. Okay.
No.
And
Just lift me to window. Just lift me to the window.
I'll look
and-
disappointed again.
And Seth, are you giving him a blue to athletics?
Sure.
Okay, so go ahead, Toaster, and roll your athletics as you're boosting your little buddy up there. It's good to have a small friend for small spaces.
Wow.
Oh, that's
As
good.
you easily boost your little friend Seth up to the window, because it's basically like a foot or two over your head. As he scampers through there, and you plop inside, and you realize that.
Yep.
Obviously, the reason why you failed to pick the door is somebody put a bar across the door, and it was not your lockpicking skills, but it was in fact somebody
Of
had
course
a
not.
reinforced lock on the inside. And what would you like for that
Darn.
advantage, by the way?
I land down nice and quietly.
Okay. So you're gonna open the door from the inside?
Yes, I am.
This would be that moment where I go steal some tokens here real quick and put them on the map. And I do notice, by the way, Dr. Bones has some strain that you should have taken care of.
Wait.
Or at least your mini is showing some strain.
That's weird. Why am I going strange?
There you go. Looks like it disappeared. Okay, so you open it, and immediately you're hearing the metal. The metal music is even louder inside the building because it's coming through the PA system. Obviously, one of the folks here is good with electronics. And you totally see that the community here must be using this building as the butcher shop, because you see like the head of a Brahma sitting there, only one, so the other one must have been part of the barbecue. As there's the butcher's tools on the table. You see, food has been packed up and used. Thankfully, you can easily identify all of the red meat as bovine and not human. It's not one
Not
of those.
human. Yeah, I was going to say.
And you
Huh.
clearly hear from this door here the music and people shouting and doing stupid shit through that door. This door seems to be silent.
Ooh.
The
Sorry. That
Hostage.
door.
So this door
Yeah,
sounds
well, I
like
mean, before we move out, yeah, raucous. And this door
And that door is
Yeah, let's check it out. Could be supplies or something that might come in handy, like a bazooka or something. Just saying.
Okay, so the door doesn't seem to be locked. Give me a stealth as you're being super sneaky. And thanks to the
Sure.
music, you totally have a boost dice in your favor.
All right, ready?
Yep. As you are
Boom.
super quiet.
Excuse me.
And when you open the door, you clearly see there's lots of canned goods. They've obviously been, in the community here saving stuff. And this seems to be like
Yum.
the community warehouse.
All right.
There's no hostages in there, though.
And
Spaghettios. No.
conveniently, what do you want for your advantage, by the way?
Hmm.
A bazooka.
uh, I will. Let's do a stealth wise. Don't know. Drawing a blank. I haven't had coffee.
How many are you looking to get?
You could always say,
Yeah.
I want to cash in those advantages for extra loot.
Yeah, that'll work.
Because the
I
first
snuck
thing that
upon extra things in
totally
there.
catches your eye is there's a stash of noodle cups. You
Okay.
remember them from the commercials? The basically Insta noodles. And they have like
Yeah, those are good.
3 flats of them sitting there on the toppest shelf. As your eyes scan past
Nice.
that, you totally see there are 2 people kind of passed out in the corner over here. They're all bound by their ankles and their wrists, and they kind of like fell asleep in a
Ooh.
pile. So there's probably the hostages you heard that they had, as well as there's some kind of clunky armor piece. It looks like a leg to a power armor suit, a T-45 power armor suit, and it looks like there's also some stims, in a whole pack there, in a big red letter to say emergency use only, because sometimes your grocery store needs stims.
Right. Well, of course. So I will turn around and look at Doc and kind of give to both of them kind of a quiet signal, and I will wave Doc over to the room as I come over to the peeps quietly and carefully.
And there are
Yeah,
all
I'll float over there.
the fresh carrots you could want, by the way.
Nice.
And these are totally the Gilligan's Island carrots.
What does that mean?
I will try to. Do they look like they're banged up or?
The 2 people do look like they've been banged up.
But
They may
What's
be
Gilligan's Island carrot? Sorry.
So in Gilligan's Island, there was an episode once where they were trapped on an island, and a box floated ashore, and it was basically atomic test seeds. And then they planted these seeds, so you had mutant vegetables grow from it. So like giant carrots that looked more like mandrake roots than carrots. So they're
Wow.
carrots, but they look wrong for your perspective. Your mutant friend's totally like, it's a carrot. It's good for you. It's
Yeah.
got beta carotenes and alpha carotenes
Yeah.
and gamma carotenes. And
And sometimes they talk.
Dr. Bones will shake his head and say,
Okay,
"That's
so
not how that works. It's not how any of this works."
Yeah.
But first
Okay.
thing Dr. Bones notices is the 2 injured folks in the corner and the stim pack of 3 stims.
3 stim packs. All right. There. I posted pictures in the
In the Discord.
whatchamacallit Discord. Yeah.
Oh, the Gilligan's
The
Island
Gilligan's
Where are the
vegetables.
pictures?
Yeah. And then our pickup was above that. So I mean the pickup.
How did you find a picture of that?
Yeah. It was it's Google, man. Just
Where
gotta
am I looking?
word it
In
right.
Discord.
It's the general general chat, was it?
The
Put
Genesis
it
chat.
in? Or Genesis chat, sorry.
Yes.
Because we don't have one
Oh, I
for
see. Right.
Whoa.
You may have,
Whoa. Well, she looks surprised by the size of those marrows.
because anything
she's
in the 70s that talked about atomic and radiation was always misinformation.
yeah. Look at the way she's eyeballing those zucchini or whatever they are. She's like, wow, look at that. Sorry.
Okay, this is taking a weird turn. Anyway,
So I
Where
will
were
try to quiet carefully, gently. I will try to nudge one of them awake and kind of like have my finger over my mouth, like, quiet, shh, as I kind of nudge them to
And
see if I can
immediately
wake
you
one up.
do that, and their eyes open with a startle, and then all of a sudden they realize you don't look like any of their captors, and you have a big robot. And you know they kind of like gesture yes with the eyes that yes we won't scream if you choose to pull the gag out of their mouth.
At that point, yes, I will. Once I see they have recognized what's going on.
As all of a sudden they start tearing up, looking at you, and it's just like the the the, the bad people are in the other room. Look out for the man that disappears. He's
ooh,
he's the one with the yellow gun.
man, he disappears.
And the
They
one
have any more of you than there?
the one gal shakes her head yes and says they've got my brother over there working, and my cousin, and she points to the other girl that all of a sudden you just now notice that the cousin that she's like was hugging so they could sleep together crying, that you look over and realize the girl's hand is down flat on the floor, and you see that in her palm the bastard nailed her hand to the ground.
Ooh,
And she just looks up and says, I tried, and she pulls up her hand with a little dried blood on it. I tried to pull the nail out, but we can't get her out of there. That's how their leader's keeping everyone behaving, is because she's a hostage. And 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 can you help us? His little tears streak down, and her cousins, who's also gagged, gestures at the hand and just gives you a.
Yeah. So
Mm.
okay.
I wave Doc over, point at the hand.
Yeah. I can. Let's see. I don't have a med kit, but I do have the surgeon talent, so I could impromptu surgically remove the nail from her hand. But I don't want to do a medicine check first to make sure outside of that, are they fit to travel?
Basic observation, they look like if you got them free, they could get the hell out of here with no problem, and nothing but scrapes or bruises.
Okay. So then I will. Yeah, I'd like to make a medicine check to extract the nail.
Okay. And her cousin, while she's gagged, will totally hold the gag for you to keep her quiet. Because she doesn't want her making a noise.
Okay.
She's like, shh, don't make any noise. They'll hear us. As you're hearing this,
Let me
this
know when
heavy
you're
metal
ready.
music banging, I am ready when you are.
Okay.
I have faith in the
And
doctor.
I'm assuming this is a medicine check, not a mechanics check.
Yep, I will totally let you do medicine.
Okay.
As she gives a squeal as you extract the nail as she takes a strain, but you easily get the nail out of her, and she shakes her hand as you basically give her a gesture and you bandage it really quick.
Mhm.
These bandages have
So,
only been used 42 times, sanitized each time.
Mm-mm.
so I'll help them up, guide them towards the door, and mention that where the two up front are, so to make sure to go out and away to get back to their family.
And immediately Sophia looks at you guys and says, we'll go around the area, but be careful. Don't go into the park because there's been sign of rad scorpions out in the park, so it's not safe over there.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mhm.
All
As
right. So I
do
scoop
me a
up the
favor,
stem.
and one of you give me a stealth for getting them out of the building.
Well, I guess
I
since
need
I'm
to.
directing them,
I need to
unless you
get some
got a
water.
good
And I'll be
stealth.
right back.
Okay,
Okay.
do we want to take a quick break after the stealth roll?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Break off the stealth roll. Are you doing the stealth roll, David?
Yeah, since I'm leading them out to the door and stuff, I'll figure out, gave them their
Yeah,
directions.
you've
You
got.
ready?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a decent roll, actually, haven't you?
Yeah.
As
Ready,
I
Jim?
try to make it ominous as hell. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Ah, my
Ooh.
ominous as hell didn't work.
Wow.
As you
That's pretty
keep
good
it
with this.
quiet, yep. The loud thumping music definitely gave you the distraction you needed. And what is the 2 advantage you'd like?
I'll decrease the time, speed things
Okay,
up.
so you
So
get them
keep it
out of there
simple.
super quick. As you know,
Yep.
the one girl totally gives Seth a kiss on the cheek for the rescue.
No.
My hero! And we'll go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Hey.
Okay, let's
Smoke
see
it
how
if
we
you
get
got
on.
it. We'll throw on some ominous music.
So, question: are you not moving, Jim? No, no. Okay.
What's that?
I was saying, are you still there? Are you moving? Are you getting water or what? I had a
Yeah,
question.
I was just about to get up. But what's your question?
Okay. No, no. We'll wait until you get back.
Okay.
Take your break.
All right. Be
All
right
right.
back.
Ooh. Still waking up. Oh. Man, last weekend was a busy weekend of nothing but role playing all weekend long. It was great.
What were you playing?
It was RenCon, so I played like all kinds of games. Dystopian Dawn, Hilarious Gaming, Shadowrun. What else? I can't remember everything now. It was basically 4-hour one-shot gaming sessions. So Friday was like 2 different games. So 8 hours of gaming. Saturday was 3 sessions, so 12 hours of gaming, and Sunday was another 8-hour.
Wow, bloody hell, man!
Role playing, right?
That's pretty hardcore. All the same people, or were you moving around tables, or?
No, moving around tables. So you signed up for the different games. They also had board games going in that, but I signed up for all the role playing sessions were 4-hour blocks. 2 of them, Dystopian Dawn and the Hilarious, are the independent developers here locally, and they were the developers were running the games. So that was good fun.
Is it a local convention then?
Yeah, it's a local con. They do so. They do it out at the casino out here. So, so had hotel.
They run the local gaming convention out of the casino.
Well, the group, they use the hotel. The casino has nothing to do with it other than, they rent and, do the whole convention, their convention rooms and all that for the con.
Mm.
So
That
we had a
sounds pretty
huge.
cool.
Oh, it was, yeah, it's really cool. The big room that had board game tables and stuff set up. They had a vendor area, so several of the local game stores and small individuals and stuff had an area where they were set up to be able to buy stuff. And then you had several role-playing game rooms with a bunch of tables set up and that. So a bunch of GM, 2 games over the weekend. Plus him and Kelly did, mostly Kelly, and her sister did. They put together through the year a murder mystery based off the theme of the con. So
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a great weekend. Great, just all kinds of new people role playing with, and different game systems. Dystopian Dawn's like a post-apocalyptic. Something happened. There's a lot of radiation. There's mutants and stuff, and there's magic. There's psionics. There's different levels of tech. So, yeah, it's a pretty good con.
Cool. Sounds like fun.
I'm
starting to get back. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's next year is like October or something, and it'll be at the casino again.
Okay.
And then they had food package, so you could buy the food package if you wanted. So they had set up in the area breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and with the tickets you got food at a reduced price for the set menus for the different meals.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of gaming in one weekend.
So, which edition of Shadowrun did you play?
It was like the latest. I forget. Is it
6th edition?
3.5, 6, something like that? Yeah, I
Okay.
hadn't played that version before, so. And then Jim
Yeah,
ran a Avatar game, so we were Avatar.
that's pretty cool. No,
Yeah.
I'm starting
Avatar.
to
And
learn the rules for Shadowrun 6. So
Oh, nice.
I'm hoping to get. I'm hoping to start running it so I can prep myself for Game Storm up here.
Nice.
It's our local gaming convention, so I'm hoping that once I get all the rules down, I'll be able to actually run a game at a convention.
That'd be cool. Yeah, they had, what was it, 650 some people at it
Mhm.
this weekend.
Nice. And you didn't
So
come away with con crud.
Yep.
I did not. I was tired, but no
Yeah.
con crud.
Okay. That's cool.
So
And on the
that
plus
was good.
side,
Yeah.
nobody that's reported any COVID positive tests, which is great.
Yeah.
That's what's good.
And David
Yeah.
got his first RingCon in the books. It's officially RingCon and not RingCon adjacent.
Yeah, Rincon, yeah, like Rincon Light. The
What?
first one they had the Comic Con and Rincon the same weekend, so it was kind of everybody was Comic Con, but then in the evening the Rincon officially kicked off at the hotel nearby, so it wasn't a full con.
Yeah, they kind of mixed Tucson Comic Con with RingCon because RingCon had no venue that year.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
Jim's probably gonna shoot me, but that's okay. You'll want to check Genesys system chat again. It's loading. Give it a second, but
I'm gonna say, what did you do?
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that photo actually.
okay. Just in case you happen to miss it.
Looking good, man.
Oh, that photo. I'm like, you
Yeah.
didn't steal the one with the sparkly sparkles?
That was the first one
That
I
was the
found. So
wife and sister-in-law and me doing the murder mystery. I was warned
Okay.
ahead of time that I was gonna have to wear a unicorn onesie.
Oh, I
Jim
see. It's not
initially.
a phone filter. That's
No.
actually your
He was wearing that around the casino and the convention area. Yes. He was initially taking pictures of just them, and I'm like, I was there, and I'm like, no, here, get in there. You don't get off that easy.
You
Oh,
fat
you fucking
bastard.
lunatic.
There must be evidence of this.
And that's why I'm usually the one behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But on the plus side, the ladies' murder mystery was a big hit at the con, which it usually is. It's one of the games that will usually sell out every year.
It's very accessible, though, isn't it? A murder mystery for everybody, whether
Oh,
you're a
heck
role
yeah.
player or not. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's good. No, they're good. We've hosted a couple of dinner parties where we've done murder mysteries, and they've been really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the two gals like spent all year working the theme and putting it all together. So
oh yeah, you should have seen through the year Kelly collecting the unicorn stuff, and she's keeping it all super secret. She commissioned on Etsy a sculptor to make the horns that they're wearing.
oh wow,
Right.
wow,
Needless to say,
neat.
they sold all 25 seats with no problem. And of course, they have prizes and swag bags. Everybody gets a swag bag, and then I think it's the first one to guess and the runner up get extra prizes.
Sweet.
Cool.
And then it was cute because
I
they
didn't
had
do it this year.
one leftover swag bag that on our way back to the room after the murder mystery, we ran into a random person and they're just like, "Would you like a swag bag?" And we spent like a half hour
Really?
hanging out with these random people we met at the casino,
Yeah.
As you do.
as one does. And then went back down for the EGs and nacho bar.
I missed that. I was engaged in a game, so I missed the EG and Nacho Bar.
Yeah, the nacho bar was a surprise. They usually do on Saturday night at like 11 p.m. EG's party. So come get some EGs so that way you don't, die of
Just what you need
starvation.
at 11 at night. Yeah, just what you need at 11 at night. Sugar.
Yep. And EG's, by the way, for those who don't know, because it has not left Arizona completely yet, I think. It's basically, think of it like a. Do you guys have Slurpee over there? The
No,
ice,
what's that?
the icy sugary drink.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
basically a
right.
fruit.
Yeah. Slush puppy.
Slush puppy.
Yeah, something like
yeah.
that.
It's close to that,
But
but
they
it
Yeah.
has
use real fruit and stuff.
real fruit, and they add vitamins to it, so it's actually healthy-ish. It's still
Wow.
Ish, other
a ton of
than how much
sugar.
sugar?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a ton of sugar, but it's healthy-ish. But it's a local
Uh huh.
company that does cold cut sandwiches, and that's their main drink is the EGs. So they have different flavors like strawberry,
So
pina colada.
what does that stand for? Something? E.g.
No, it's just the
I
the
don't know.
the drink name that then became the company's name.
Oh, I see.
I don't
Right.
know. I actually don't know what the history is on that. How that, because it is a weird name.
Yep. Unfortunately, the company was a family-owned company for what, like 40 years. Then they just recently sold it. So you may, in fact, know what an EG
Yeah,
is in the next decade or so.
yeah, yeah. They sold it to an international company bought them.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds wild.
So
She add a
there
little
you go.
vodka into the strawberry EG, and you're all good.
Hey,
And you
my,
everyone's a
Or
winner.
the pina colada EG.
in
Yeah,
my 20s, I was known for ordering because you can get basically like a 2-gallon bucket of this stuff. I was known for getting
yeah.
a
What?
Party
half
pack.
strawberry, half pina colada, and then you put a bottle of Bacardi in it upside
Yeah,
down, and then people can
Holy
judge
shit.
how much Bacardi they want to mix in versus the mix.
Yep. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair
You
play.
get little party packs.
Yep, basically it's
Yeah.
an instant daiquiri.
Wow. You guys know how to live. I tell you.
Yeah, well, you have to have stuff when you're in the middle of the desert to cool you off. So why
Yep,
not a sugary fruit drink?
with just enough ice to actually count as hydration after the
Wow.
sugar rushes out. So there you guys were in the storage room.
Right. We're in a storage room. Let's go.
Let's see. And in the
Uh,
storage room,
Yeah.
I'm just checking my little loot list here to see if there's anything else I can pepper in there. Since there were stim
Yes.
packs, I will totally say you also find a old dusty med pack in case Dr. Bones wants to take it or come back for it later. That is a huge copy paste there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take those.
Yeah.
where
No
do you
telling how
where do you store stuff, Neil? Have you got like a little pouch or something, or what?
Compartments.
Does it just pile up on top of you?
I have a compartment.
Ah, classic.
Yeah.
As you see his
Love it.
I
Imperial Arm
will.
grab and shove that in his compartment.
Oh, right in the compartment.
So the 3 stim pack. Well, I was going to say. Well, I'll give one still. I'll give one to each of us. One of the stim packs found. That way, Dr. Bones can have one for one of us, and then where it's needed, and then so add a stim pack to your inventory.
Those are good
Sounds
life
good.
choices.
And then my question I have is on the last escapades. Speaking of people disappearing and whatnot, we did find a stealth Pip-Boy.
You did.
What? A what? Sorry.
Which there's no stats for. A Pip-Boy, which is a wrist computer, basically.
Yeah. But when you say stealth,
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a stealth Pip-Boy. So that's where I'm asking what that does, because that is not in the Fallout book.
I'm like, oh my god, it's not?
No.
Let me look that up
So,
real quick.
so, is it one of the newer models as far as the base, the Pip-Boy 3000, and then with whatever the stealth fancy secret technology was?
Let me check real quick.
Because what I read on it, it's pretty, the general wiki on it's like pretty high tech. It's like full on like stealth field.
Okay, Stealth Boy. Yeah, it's basically a Pip-Boy 3000.
Yeah. So like the Pip-Boy 3000, basically it's a big wrist device with like a tablet, and wrist mounted. So
yeah, I think I know the thing you mean. It's like a big van brace, isn't it? That
Yep,
kind of clamps
pretty
onto
much.
your arm with a screen on
Yeah.
it and some buttons and bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it features a built-in radio, a Geiger counter, a flashlight, a biometric lock, and basic little computer, gives you advantage or a success on a computer check.
Cool.
So it basically has all the features of a Pip-Boy 3000 and
Doesn't have the map.
And
it's basically the
And then?
equivalent of the Chinese stealth armor. Let me paste its
Ooh.
stats in there for you.
Chinese stealth armor. Let me look what you posted.
Where are you posting it?
In the Roll20.
Stealth boy 3000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, who picked up the med pack?
I think
you
You.
did, didn't you?
Okay.
That's why we were
Good.
talking about your compartment.
Yeah. No, I notated I took one that I picked up one of the stim packs, but I'll go back and added the med pack.
Yeah. No,
Got
I gave everybody a stem pack, but yeah, I'm like, hey, med pack, or yeah, the med pack. It's like, hey, you. So if everybody's okay, since I do have the higher stealth of taking and hooking up the stealth boy for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So sorry, did you give us a stim pack each then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, right. I didn't realise that.
Yes.
Where do I put that? Tools or other gear?
I just put it in the general block down below. The only thing I do in tools usually is stuff that have like a little more like the stealth boy. I'm gonna put that under the tools stuff because I want the details to look at. You know what I mean? So I'll make an actual entry.
Yeah.
But like
Yep.
the other stuff, it you don't need the details for the stim pack. You get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, each use. So
Okay. Oh,
All right. So I will slap on said stealth boy if I meant to ask about it earlier, assuming I may have actually put it on prior, but and got it operational.
As you go click, click, and turn it on and off. Just don't roll any threats.
Right. Okay.
You'll notice the comment about the unstable wrist units.
No. What does that say?
Basically, if you roll threats, it stops working for either basically the encounter or until somebody fixes it, depending on how many threats you roll. Or despair. But it's still a working Pip-Boy either way.
Right. All right. So let's go to the other door. So are we gonna? So there's still more to save. Obviously, we only
There's
saved
two
some.
more hostages, yeah.
So I will.
So, is there a door
activate.
out of this room we're in, this storeroom? Is there a door out of there into the main thing, or do we have to go back through the room
Yeah,
we
right
came
here.
in from?
This looks like the
No, I
only
mean,
door that
there's
goes
not
where
one. There's not one there.
Right there.
Okay.
as
So
the ladies, as they point out, they point to that door. They're that way, as you clearly are hearing ruckus from over here.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I am going to activate said stealth function on these
Activate.
stealth boy.
Okay.
Oh,
Thereby
bastard.
increasing
Activate.
your stealth skill, having a free upgrade.
Yeah.
As you
Oh.
guys,
So basically creates like a general field around me.
yep, makes kind of like a predator style bubble where the light reflects as you see him click his wrist, Pip-Boy, and all of a sudden it makes this little field of shimmer around him.
Wow.
I kind of before I do that, I kind of again put the finger over the mouth like shh. I'm gonna stealth over to or move over to the door and attempt to open the door quietly to peek through.
I'm going to use this opportunity to draw my pistol.
And I do have my pistol out. Yes.
As you totally reach into your compartment, and all of a sudden the robot's got a pistol. The robot's got a gun.
I was just thinking, I was thinking the same song.
Yep.
Cheerleader's got a gun. Oh, sorry.
Yellow alert, shields up.
Awesome. Love it, man. Love it. Hilarious.
Okay, so it sounds like we need a upgraded stealth roll with a blue die.
Do it, baby.
Okay, so give me your stealth check as you open the door quietly. What's the worst that
Yeah.
can happen?
Right? I'm not like pulling it all
Tell
the way
you, but
open.
that's
Obviously,
the
I'm
idea.
cracking it open. All right. Stealth check. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Boom.
Ooh.
Would you like to use those 2 advantage instead of rolling a perception check? See how I throw that out
Sure.
there? As you
Sure.
peek through the door. And I have to start revealing stuff. Now the question is, do you also want to do a perception check? I mean,
I will probably study before I go through, but my initial, yes, please use those to give me my initial observation.
okay. So as you peek through the crack in the door, you clearly see there's 6 guys here. They all seem to be drinking some kind of canned beverage that's got them hopped up and having a good time. They seem to, you're not really seeing like any heavy weapons or armor. They are wearing basic leather armor. You know, it is armor
Okay.
clothing they're wearing. There's 2 hanging out over here at the table. They've got a bunch of stuff spread out on the table. There's 2 over here that are arguing over something, and then there's 2 over here that are basically playing some kind of card game.
Okay. So I will do
And
a perception looking for said people.
okay, that's going to be a little different. And And I'm going to give you a black dice because of the noise. See how that worked?
Sure.
Ready when you are.
All right. What?
Oh shit!
Okay. Nothing to worry about. There's nothing to see here.
No, yeah, right. Right.
Take a point of strain as you hear the conversations happening, as you're just like, huh, there's a lot of guys in here. And you do notice that over here at this table here, I'll say, we have the hostages. They're basically,
Which table?
Which table? I
I'm going
didn't
to
see it.
mark with a blue
No, I
X.
didn't either.
The hostages that are basically tending to their captors down here at the bottom.
Uh,
Bottom right.
Do you see the right here?
yeah. Okay, I see that.
Those little blue X's
Bottom
are the
right, yeah.
hostages. So they're basically being forced to serve them from a stack of, looks like 6 packs of something on the table here. That gets your
Okay.
attention as these guys have stacked up. It looks like 10 6-packs, your classic beer 6-packs with the plastic
Yep.
turtle drowning rings. And that totally catches your eye, the 6-packs. You're like, that must be beer. I heard about beer once, but that disappeared in the first 5 years.
All right.
Totally
So
lick
I
your
will
lips.
look back. As I look back at the two, and I kind of point, like hostage this way with 2 goons, and then kind of point towards the other 2 goons the other direction, in their general direction, to kind of give them a orientation where goons versus goons and hostages are.
Mm.
Okay.
And what would you like for that
Can
big
we-
Just to clarify. Sorry, just to clarify.
we
so
see-
is it the
Sorry,
red
Neil,
dot or
go
the
on.
pink dot?
Yep.
kind of everybody was
Red
talking
dot or
about?
pink dot? Which one's which?
So the dots are in Genesis when you have groups that are called minions. Basically, it's multiple characters or just one token. So if you do overkill on
Okay.
one, you can actually kill multiple targets. Like, just to give you a general,
Okay.
if you were playing Star Wars, 3 stormtroopers would be 1 token with 3 dots. And for every 5 points you do over their armor, it kills another one of the minions. So, like, your blaster bolt would go through one and kill the other, or you do something that just takes the other one out. So, like, in game mechanic wise, if you roll a crit, you can do a crit and it will kill an extra minion. So, these guys are minions. So, there's basically 6 people total. Each mini is two minions in the group. And when they attack, it'll be 1 roll for both of them.
Yeah.
Right.
The numbers, the more there are, the more their skill becomes. Each one adds to the skill for the group for whatever their base skills are. They also have no strain. They only have a single stat pool. So if they take strain, it also is damage.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the
So
one nice
bottom
thing
of the
with
run.
minions is they don't have ranks like you guys do in skills. For each extra minion, they actually earn a rank in the ability. So the bigger the group, the more dangerous they are, but you can whittle them down pretty quick.
Got it. Thank you.
So you guys have a hint of a battle plan.
Yep. So
And
what
you
is
have that
this?
big old triumph to spend. That is a
Oh,
improvised
that is a
bar. It used to at one point during the pre-apocalypse used to be the deli section, but obviously you can see in here they've cleared off the rows of grocery store stuff, and the deli bar has been turned into an actual bar.
Okay. So I kind of point to Toaster at the group of 4 to the right, like you go to them. And then I point that I'm going to take and move towards the the two with the hostage down here.
I'll nod.
And then I'll let Doc figure out which group he wants to take or follow. And as I do that, I'm gonna move off to here behind the bar to prepare to shoot.
And that blue arrow I put over here is just to let you know for short distance, what you can move for one maneuver is 6 squares, roughly. And stuff hasn't started yet. Is anybody doing anything? Is your friend Seth snuck off into the next room? You guys following before shit gets
Oh
crazy?
yeah,
Are you
yeah. I'm going to
stealthing?
barrel into the room. No, I'm going to barrel into the room and go for the people that he asked me to go for.
I figured you'd be greedy and want the larger group of potential.
So that's these guys here. I think that's what you said.
I'm talking this side. Yeah, this side of the room.
Yeah. Okay.
So whichever one you want to go to first.
Yeah, I think I'll just fucking barrel in. I'll pull my sword out and I'll just fucking wade in. Goes. How quickly I can move. How does that work?
So for 2
So
strain, you can do a
6.
double move,
Yep, that would get you
and
there
you can still Hulk smash either one of those groups.
or there.
Yeah, I'll go to the nearer one. Yeah, that one there. Yeah.
As all of a sudden Seth's
Good.
creeping behind the bar, creeping closer, and then Toaster with weapon in hand goes smashing through the door, charging in.
Yep.
So I'm gonna
Screw
let
those
Toaster
guys.
do something. If you want to take 2 strain, you can still attack. If you don't want to take 2 strain, you can just be there, ready for when we roll initiative. It's your choice.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm taking an aim.
I'll be there for when it kicks off, if you like.
Okay.
Yes, that's my plan.
So that way you're not taking any
Yeah,
strain.
yeah, not to start with anyway. Yep.
And am I able to, when I move there, able to set up an aim as a part of free action there with the setup?
Thank you.
For the group down here, I will
I'm
totally
waiting.
give you 1 aim.
Yep. Cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
'cause I'm waiting for
everybody,
his action to initiate.
everybody roll me a cool as you guys have a plan. You totally have a plan. There is a plan.
Cool.
Yep.
Initiative,
for
remember,
initiative.
on the weapons and talents.
No.
And you want to bring up the Dealy Bob, Jim? The
Yep,
initiative
bringing that up
window?
right now. Let me clear it actually.
Because we do not have it.
Clear.
So this is in
Okay.
weapons and talents, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, weapons,
Yeah.
talents at the top. It says initiative, and then you're going to do the cool.
And unlike D&D, you don't have to click on your token to do it.
Yep. So, hey, I did okay with my one die.
So I got 3 advantage, but I guess I rolled before you put up the initiative counter.
Yep, so you get
Go
a
ahead and roll
free
again.
reroll. How about
Wow.
that?
Okay.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Damn. Nice.
look at that.
Good job. Good comeback.
So remember in Genesis, basically it's popcorn order. You guys can pick who wants to take a PC slot. So currently
Whoa.
we've got Seth aiming at these guys. We've got Toaster menacing over these guys.
Yeah.
Do it, Toaster.
I
fine.
see Toaster first.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, no problem. I will. What are they? What are they? Are they're humans just kind of chugging down beers and laughing and?
They are humans. You notice that they've, pretty much all of them have the same kind of equipment. You notice they've got zip guns, which is basically a little single shot pistol that you put a bullet in with a rubber band. You pull it back, you slam it, it fires off. And they've got knives on them. Most of them, you notice
Okay.
the zip guns are sitting on the table and they've got spare bullet loops on their outfits and they're wearing just basically
Mhm.
homespun leather armor. Nothing super fancy. At least from what you can see at the moment.
Fine. I will say something like, "You bad party guests," and just fucking chop them with the giant fucking sword.
As you know, one does.
Yes. Okay. What do I need to do? Do you need to be ready to do something, or
I need to put in the
do I?
difficulty. These guys are fairly easy little. You've seen these kind of raiders all across the wasteland. They're just
Yeah,
usually
no problem.
scummy douchebags. They don't seem to have anything
Yep.
super scary on them, but they're super scary when a mutant comes flying in there. So I've got your difficulty set.
Okay. So I just press the button on my weapon. Is that right?
Yep, the little D20 between the boxes.
Yeah, I see it.
And then we find out if
Do it.
they are scared shitless, which they are scared shitless. As you hit, so your helicopter blade does 8 damage, and then +1 for
Wow.
each success that you rolled.
Oh, right. So that's 10 in total. Is that right? Is that a
Yep,
success?
that's exactly right. So you got a success with 10
Yep.
total damage, and your weapon does pierce 1, so it ignores 1 armor. And
Yes.
you instantly cleave through the
Does that?
first one. What does it look like when you
Okay.
bash
So
through this guy?
does that mean I can hit the second?
If
So
you use the 2 advantage because you have a 2 crit, you could crit and kill the other one.
Exactly.
Yes.
That weapon has
That's
a
my
2
plan.
crit.
Okay, so tell us
Um,
what happens when you swing and massacre both of these bastards dead to rights. Middle of their card
I
game,
think
the
what I
guy
do,
goes gin rummy, and then you come in and
yeah, and I think I slice through them. I think I slice through them both. I kind of bring down at an angle and catch them both because the blade's so big. But I slice through their beer cans as well, and one of them, his hand is still attached to the beer can, and it drops to the table. And as it drops to the table, I'll just kind of pick up the stump of his hand and chug the beer.
Ugh.
Nice. Holding the hand, not the
Yeah.
beer can, right?
Holding the
Or
hand,
the
not the
wrist.
beer. Yeah.
Yeah, holding the wrist.
Yum balls.
Very nice. That's what I was hoping for.
That was a
Get the party
horrific
Screw
started.
those guys.
Yeah, good party opener.
Yep.
As
They
immediately
bad party.
you get a scream from the two captives here as they realize, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, there's mutants too. Ah! And these guys immediately look over and realize their two of their buddies just got instantly separated from life with your blade that totally gouged the ceiling when you swung that big boy. And they are
Too right,
all
man.
scrambling. And you do still have a maneuver if you want to move. Or you go with where you are.
I think what I'll do. So, how far does a maneuver get me?
You can go 6 squares.
Oh, right. I think I will. Yeah, I think I'm going to leap over to these guys, and I'll literally run and throw the table that's in my way out the way, and just like fling it to the side of the room and kind of smash over to these guys. But if I can't, so that's my plan. If I can get over to these guys.
That's a good plan.
Yep.
As you run across to the next group,
Yep.
sprayed blood all over this room here. And then you charge towards the next pair, and these guys look like they are losing their wow, I'm debating, should they go for the guns or go for the knives? He's in melee range, you bastard. Because you don't want to shoot someone
Whatever,
melee
man.
range because it's more difficult. But then again,
Oh,
they're
does it
not.
make it more difficult? Right?
It does, yeah. So that was a good move for you. Is these guys at the table are going to reach out and pick up their pipe guns, and they're going to shoot you point blank. Their maneuver is
Okay.
going to be picking up their
Have 'em.
guns, and they're just like, ah, crap. What should have been an easy shot is now going to be a more difficult shot.
Yep.
And they're
Purple,
not going
2
to
purple
aim.
instead of a 1 purple.
Yep. They're not going to bother aiming
So
because
what
they
do I?
can afford strain.
Yeah. And what do I need to do?
So do you have any
Not
ranged
much.
defense? It'll be at the
Oh,
top
yeah.
of your character sheet.
Yes, one.
One
Nice.
ranged defense. Damn, these poor bastards. As they grab their little zip guns and they look at you and at point blank they're like pulling these little zip guns against your chest practically at that close of a range. And they're both pulling the trigger on them, realizing, holy crap, mutants! As their
And
poor inaccurate pistols go pop, pop, and both of their shots go wide. But I will go
Okay.
ahead and as they scream mutants, they're going to give for 3 advantages their teammates over on the other side of the room
Okay.
a free
Yep.
maneuver. As they're grabbing
That
their
makes sense.
pistols going crap and they're arming themselves. So that way on their turn they can walk across the room and shoot you. And these guys are just like, oh shit. And they will not take an extra maneuver. So that's it for their turn. And then these guys are totally going to take a maneuver. And now that they are armed, because they were going to have to waste their maneuver to get armed, now they don't have to.
Yep.
Yay, teamwork. And
Yeah.
they're going to come over here and they're going to shoot you with their zip guns too.
Screw those guys.
And just because you're getting cocky, I'll say it's a good time to use that. I don't want them to all die without, getting a shot off.
Sure.
And they scream, mutants! And, so there's this echo of the mutants. You're pretty sure the drunk assholes outside are going to totally hear this. As they pull up their little zip guns and they're going to shoot you.
Okay. Do I need to do anything?
Nope. You got one ranged
range defense, obviously. Yep.
and I've got my upgrade in there. As their little zip guns go pop, pop. And apparently,
And so,
Ooh.
did I not take out the extra black? Why do I have 2 black dice? Doesn't matter because it didn't do anything.
Is that from last time?
Oh, that's your ranged defense. That's right. As they go
Yeah.
pop, pop, and immediately realize that after they shoot you and miss and some beers explode on the table, that they did not bring reloads as they look back very nervously at this table over here, and you see all their little bullets are standing up on the table using them as chess pieces. As they both pat their armor where there should be a couple extra bullets, there's not. As
nice.
they're just like, oh shit. And just because the initiative order was what it was, is Seth, you see a slight shimmer right here.
Ooh.
Okay, sorry. Where?
Right here.
Oh,
Okay, that's close enough.
right here.
As right there. As
Right.
you see the shimmer, very similar to the shimmer of your stealth boy that you're currently
Right.
using. As
All
a
right.
dude comes walking out wearing some interesting looking armor that seems to shimmer and move with him, doing the total stealth dealio that you're doing. And he's got a yellow caution striped weapon in his hand. Yes, it is totally an industrial nail gun. And he's going to totally take 2 strain to aim because that's what one does. When he's going to shoot your friend in the back of the head with his nail gun. Because he's a douchebag.
Ooh.
Yeah, what a douche.
Have you acted this round, Seth, or not?
Not
I
yet.
have not yet.
You two have the bottom 2 slots.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
What's
that's
that?
some pretty cool looking armor, man.
Oh!
Pow.
As he
Oh.
shoots Toaster with this nail gun for 7
Yeah.
points before soak. His weapon does have pierce 2, so you ignore 2 of your soak.
So essentially,
That's
7
not
points.
good.
So my score is 5. So I take. Oh,
So you
Ooh.
only get to use 3 of your soak. So you're
Yeah.
taking 4 wounds, and he's gonna go ahead
Yes.
and crit you for that triumph he's got, and he'll
Oh,
gladly
no.
take that that strain.
So sorry, am I taking how many wounds, or is it strain?
4
So it's wounds.
wounds.
It's gonna
4
be
wounds.
yep. It's 4
4
wounds after
wounds.
your soak, because it would normally be
Okay.
7. You have a soak of 5, but you're ignoring
Yeah.
2 because of pierce 2. And go ahead and on your
Yes.
character sheet, click on the critical tab and roll your critical.
Oh,
As his
no.
nail got you somewhere good. Let's find out where he got you with that nail. As
Ooh.
it went voot, tack, tack.
Critical injuries. And what am I doing? Just rolling the red thing.
You're rolling the
Yep.
roll crit. Yep.
The big giant button.
Ooh.
Slightly dazed.
As he
Add
hit you in
on
the
setback
back of
dice
the
to
head.
all skill checks. Ooh.
So you now have like a nail sticking out of the back of your head. Obviously, that's this guy's MO.
I don't like this guy.
No.
He's a baddie.
So yeah, so basically you're gonna have a black dice to everything you do until the end of this encounter.
Yeah, it should
No
automatically
problem.
do it, which is so you don't have to worry about doing anything. But after the encounter, you'll need to go in there and click the heal button to make the black dice go away.
No, not heal. I don't think it's heal. I think there's another button. I think there's a button that says effect or something
Sure,
like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
That's only if it gets healed, though, isn't it?
Heal's
Yeah.
healing it. There should be one there that basically says to take off the effect or to stop the.
Yeah, let me pull up a character sheet real quick. It on the critical injuries when you roll one. Now this is just for funsies. It's the effect on off button.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, I see it.
so for
Yeah.
now the effect is
No
on, but
drama.
after the encounter you can turn it off. Okay, and that was his turn coming out of the room there and taking his shot on the back of the mutant's head, saying, "Kill the mutants!"
Wow.
And who's going next?
Well, I guess I'll have to shoot the big guy.
So you're changing targets. I like
What, me? Don't shoot me.
that.
Not you, big guy. The other stealthy big guy.
The big guy who
Big
just
guy in
used the
his
nail gun
mind.
on your head.
Yeah, big guy in his mind, not necessarily big in stature.
I am very confused, though. I have just been shot in the head with a nail.
You are dazed.
Yeah. So yeah, drop an aim, but I will go ahead and I'm not moving, so I will go ahead and take my maneuver to aim
Okay. And I'm giving you an
back
extra
on
blue since
him.
you are in hiding.
Yep. So I kind of move up over the top of the thing there, and it is within 6. So let me know when you're ready. And actually, you know what? I see you don't have any, so let me go ahead and give you one back.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, not a problem. You know me, I'm generous,
There's nothing worse than being out of points.
right?
Okay,
Ready?
so I've got your difficulty set.
All right, here we go. And you
One
probably got
purple.
adversary.
Oh, Jesus.
No adversary? Wow, look at that.
I actually
Look
totally
at
forgot to
that.
put that in there.
Oh man,
Yeah. Nice.
go for it, buddy. Go, 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 go.
So that looks like 7 points before soak.
Wow.
Damn, he didn't see it coming and doesn't have any minions nearby.
And
you pop up.
What that he can throw in front of them.
So 7 points.
and then we're gonna go. Yeah, 7 points for 4 soak, and then you know what? What the hell? It's a 4 soak weapon or 4 crit weapon, so I actually got him. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and crit him.
You're gonna crit him.
Yeah,
Okay, let's see what his crit is.
he's a kind of big baddie, so why
I
not?
mean, your shot did hurt him. I mean, oh ho ho ho! And he mocks you with a roll of 3 for a minor nick.
Wow. Whatever.
Wow.
That's bogus.
Hey,
that was a big nick for 7 points, though. So all right.
made it
For
1 more point.
yeah.
And you have now
And I will
revealed
add a blue. Yep, I will add a blue to the next person to go with the last
Okay, Doc.
advantage.
Yep. So I'm going to move my 6 squares towards
It is a very target-rich environment.
Toaster.
You got these guys next to your buddy.
Toaster seems to have everything under control on his end except for the big bad that shot him in the back of the head. So I'm going to target him.
Yeah, often being shot. Yeah.
I mean, the guy does have a very distinctive weapon, and you saw the bodies with the nails in them. He likes to shoot people
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that pierce hurts. Yeah, pierce too hurts.
And he's not that badly hurt so far after being shot from your buddy.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
But I'll take the 2. Well, I have movement. Does movement count as an action?
You get a maneuver and an action. So you can choose to take
Okay.
2 strain to take a second action, but you can never do more than 2 maneuvers.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm definitely going to take 2 strain to aim.
Okay. Definitely a
Plus you
And
got the blue I sent you.
good time to jump in there.
yep.
So it should be 2 blues.
And he's going to remember that he has adversary 1.
I was waiting for that. I was like, well, didn't have it. All right
I
then.
totally undid it too after I had it set in there.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. So let me know when you've added all the dice together,
Okay, so
and then I'll roll my attack.
okay, everything's good to go.
Okay. And here we go.
As Dr. Bones comes, oh damn! As you're shooting poor Razor, everybody's shooting poor Razor. Okay, so 8 points of
Yep.
damage.
Or a razor.
And
Wow.
because I have crit, my crit is 3 advantage, which I got, but
Yep.
I
And
do not.
that means he's plus 10 to his next crit roll.
Yeah, every crit.
Wow.
So you want to go ahead and crit him?
Yeah.
You were not impressed by your
That is
friend's nick across his temple with the bullet.
Hey.
Yep.
Holy
There we
crap!
go.
As
Ooh.
as you shoot him and hit him right in the limb.
Such surgical
right, no.
precision.
Went from just having a scratch to all of a sudden his limb is crippled, and I will let you pick which limb is crippled.
It's
It's a
obvious
limb, isn't
with
it?
his gun arm.
His gun arm is all of a sudden you shoot him and he clutches his right arm where the bullet hit, and you just see he's limply, barely holding on to the gun. The nail gun of doom, his symbol of
That's what
power.
happens when doctors. That's what happens when doctors start shooting. Their surgical precision comes into play.
They aim for the nerve cluster.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Remote surgery.
Right in the limb.
So that brings us to the top of the order.
Go,
Damn,
big guy.
so many things to do.
Oh, that's me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So
Might as well let you so you don't get shot first or again by a bunch of mooks.
Limit the number of guns.
Yep.
okay, so these guys next to me that shot me first, they're still alive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
Oh, yeah.
they're panicking and getting ready to reload their little pistols. That's going to be their maneuvers.
Oh,
They're ejecting their spent shell and putting a new one in the zip gun.
okay.
Guys,
Um,
biggest tossers.
I'll say something like, "Please don't reload," and then I'll cut them all in half.
Oh, and they are still in chairs and prone, which gives you a blue dice. Are you going to use your maneuver to aim, or you want to save it?
Oh no, I don't think so. Can you aim with a melee weapon?
Yeah, you can aim with
Oh,
any
yeah.
kind of weapon.
No, I don't think so. No, I think I'll just use it, and then I might move after that because there's two
Okay.
other guys here, isn't there?
Yep, so I got one blue for you having them prone in front of you, which definitely gives melee attackers an advantage. As these poor
Yep.
bastards are sitting at the table ready to grab fresh cartridges to put in their zip guns, and apparently Seth
know
is
what?
wanting
Just
to make sure
because.
you succeed because he saw the clock and he's like, why
Right.
are we wasting them? Let's not hold on to those
Yeah,
points.
just
Let's
because.
spend those points.
Are you ready then, Jim? Yeah.
I am ready with your upgrade. As Seth says something very encouraging to
Holy
you.
Jesus! Holy crap!
Criminy.
What the?
Wow.
This
What the hell?
And how many points of damage is that? Wow.
So what? Just interpret that. So they're not advantages, are they? They're
No,
actual
those are all
successes. Yeah?
successes, so they all add to that 8 points.
And 2 threat, but oh well.
Okay. Right. Well, I mean, I assume if I do more than 5, does it go straight through them and I can just smash the other one?
So just to give you the breakdown of the mechanics, is these guys have 3 soak,
Yep.
so you have to go over,
Yep.
and then they have 5 wounds. So once you did 8 points of damage, you killed the first one. And then you did an additional 6, right? Which is one more than was needed to kill the second one. So you overkilled through one and massacred the other. So feel free to describe how you
Great.
murder these 2 guys. For a second, I was worried I had too many minions on the map, and now not so much.
Okay. I think what happens is I'll kind of just please don't reload your weapon, and I'll slice at them and I'll cut their heads off, and I think one of their heads. Go on, Jim. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, do me a favor and roll a black dice, because I noticed it did not put the setback dice in your pool for dazed.
Oh,
yes, of course.
I mean, it's not going to cause you to fail, because you still had 1 extra success, but it could give me that third threat I'm looking for.
It is. Yeah. There it is.
So that's, well, no,
Or,
that's
no, that's a
fail.
miss.
Yep. So you still did
Yeah,
enough
that's
to
a fail,
massacre both of these guys. as you're just like, please don't
Right.
reload, and they're ejecting cartridges ready to reload. They're like, we're screwed.
As I say, I think I'll cut their heads off, and one of their heads will kind of fly across the room and bump into the chests of the guys in the middle of the room.
Nice.
There and kind of
Dunk, dunk. Didn't have to lose your head over the whole thing. Ah,
yeah, I was gonna do a quip, something like yeah, absolutely, yes. Guess I know where I'm heading now, I'll say. And I can then use my maneuver to get to them, can't I?
You can. They definitely seem like
And I think
none of
that's
them
what-
are planning on standing still for that. Meep.
Yep. That's and I think that's me, isn't it?
Yep.
Cool.
And now that there are 2 more geysers of blood spraying the ceiling, these guys are like,
right?
meep! And they are going to immediately run back to their table, grab some
Yeah.
ammunition. They're more than willing to take the 2 strain to reload. At which
Wow.
point they can still have their attack to shoot. No, they cannot. You're out of range, you bastard.
Well, they can shoot. It's just just extra dice.
Oh,
Well, no, their
sorry.
weapons are only good for
shouldn't-
short range.
Oh, it's a short range weapon.
Yep.
Should my critical injury have done something to that roll? By the way, sorry.
That was the
That's
black
what,
you just did.
that's why you had to roll a black dice. It was supposed to have it in your pool, but apparently it did not. So good to know.
Oh, right, because I've got effect on.
Because your days.
It says the effect is on my character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't work for
Okay.
some reason.
Yeah, usually it should
Okay,
have auto
no-
rolled it, but apparently it did not.
Yeah, that's what I
So-
thought. Yeah.
So
Okay.
they're gonna reload, and apparently Razor points out the asshole behind the bar that just shot him, not the Dr. Handy that is out of their range. And these guys are totally gonna shoot Seth because he's
What?
the only one within range.
No.
Our big friend
What?
is just out of
Don't
range
shoot
with
him.
their little shitty pistols. So Seth, do you have any range defense?
Negative. What? Seriously? Gonna pick on the little guy?
As the 2 guys reload their weapon, they're huffing and puffing, trying to get those guns reloaded. As they point them towards you, all fancy prison western style, and pull the trigger. As you get hit for 7 points of damage. And wow, they're really, really pushing themselves to do all these things. And they're gonna take another point of strain. One guy looks like he's about to pass out from all the effort. And then comes
hurts.
their boss, who's just like, he looks at his 2 remaining mooks, and he shouts something about those drunk assholes outside have to come back in here, blah, blah, blah. I need more mooks.
More mix. More
And you
cannon
totally
fodder.
see those guys come to the door, but they're not really able to do much. Because, they're drunk. But he's going to point his nail gun at the big guy. And he is totally going to shoot you again, big guy.
Oh, classic.
You have 1 range defense, right?
Yep.
Wow, look at him spending all those points that he got
Spending them quick.
like he's rich.
Oh, I've got a thing. Hang on. I've got a
Uh-oh.
thing as well.
got a
I
thing?
can
Uh-oh.
use once per session. No, I've got a. Hang on. Let me just look it up.
they have a thing?
I've got some.
He's got
I've
a
got
thing.
a power. I got a thing. I got a thing. I got a thing. I got a thing.
I have
And you
the
totally
power.
see him change the
Oh, no.
nail gun from his right hand to his useless left, from his useless right hand to his left hand. as he's yelling back at his guys
Yep.
that we need to think about getting out of here.
No, my precognition, it only allows me to add upgrade a skill check for me. So I didn't know whether it counted towards defense or whatever, but it doesn't. So that's fine. Carry on.
You don't have the power.
You have the other power.
No, I don't have the power.
You've got the power.
Yeah.
As he looks at you
Not
and
anymore.
says,
He-Man.
and the way he says filthy mutant, you sense he's a douchebag. He's now an extra level of douchebag besides stealing from people who are willing to feed you and kidnapping them as slaves.
Yeah, too right. Stealing
As
people
he
and now a
hits
bit of
you
racism. Fuck that.
for another 7 points with Pierce 2.
What?
As you hear the nail gun go,
Hey.
whoop-tack, and
That's
another nail is now sticking out of your forehead.
So that's so do I take what, another 4, or is that another?
Or
It would be another 4
Yeah,
because the weapon has Pierce 2.
so it subtracts 2 from your arm, your soak.
And
So
he's
you're only
going to
soaking 3.
totally
Right.
retreat back to his guys.
So I take another 4 wounds, yeah?
Yep.
Yep. But no
Yep,
crit this
okay.
time.
No
That's
problem.
good.
But no crit. That's a
No, I
shame.
don't take a crit
He's
for
all
that.
about the crit. And he's going to give the next one of you guys to shoot at him a black dice for his advantage. Because
Ooh.
he's pretty sure someone's going to shoot him again because he's been shot twice. It's like, no, I do the shooting from behind. I don't get shot from behind. So Seth or Doc, who's going to go first?
You did.
You. I'm going
Want me to shoot?
to.
Or you go ahead.
I'll think approaching thermos and administer a stim pack.
Aww.
And let's fix them up.
Oh.
That's why I gave him a stem. Corming up.
As the Doc comes out, whips out a stim pack and goes, sticking you with it.
What does that do?
So that's
5
going to,
points.
for the first time in the day you get one, it's going to heal up 5 wounds. The next one will heal up 4,
Wow.
unless Doc's got some stim specialization or something.
Let me double check.
It adds extra points.
Uh,
Yeah, so
let's see.
stim pack is 5 points the first time for the day. Second time is 4 points. Then 3 points for the third one. 2 points for the fourth one, and so forth. Diminishing factor.
Yeah. No, I do not.
Okay.
So you can do,
All
So
my
just not-
all my talents require me to I can heal additional wounds and strain, but I need to make the medicine check. Since
okay.
the stim pack doesn't require a medicine check, I can't
Right.
use that.
Yep. Yeah, there's a separate
Well, there are
talent.
some talents that are like stim pack master or something like that basically adds advantages to or extra points.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Toaster, go
So
ahead and
I don't
heal
have
up
that.
5 wounds. Yep.
I will.
As you see,
Thank
like
you.
the nail in the back of
Yep.
your head heals out and drops to the floor, going tink 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 tink.
Right.
And the empty stim module, you can just drop to the floor as it goes tink 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 next to the floor. So Seth, what are you gonna do? All 3 of them are gathered around that table full of shells.
Yeah. I wish I had a grenade, but I don't. So I will be nice and I'll give you another point back since you so
You used them
recklessly
so
spent them all.
quickly.
You just recklessly spent them all so quickly, and I will aim as well.
And who are you aiming
At him.
At Razor.
At him, the big guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Liking
Pardon me.
this. And he's at short distance, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Okay, and he's giving you a black dice for his advantage last time as he's taking cover. As you get ready to take your shots, go ahead and take your shot. Oh!
Holy crap.
That black dice
Oh
was so
no.
effective. I love it. As you take your shot, and obviously he zigzagged just in the right direction. As you blow up a beer on the table, what would
Awesome.
you like for your advantage?
My beer. No. I love
I'm gonna
that
give a
beer.
blue for the next to go. I know,
Okay.
wasting beer. What the hell? And a bullet.
As the beer goes spraying out of the can, your Pip Boy goes tick 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 tack 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 tack
So
tick 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 tick.
it angers Toaster that a beer was destroyed, and so he gets a blue for his next action.
Okay. Gonna take any strain for an extra maneuver?
No, I'm okay where I'm at behind
Okay.
the deli counter. I probably should have got a cover for the deli counter, right?
You're kind
But
of
that's
wide
all right.
open
Very
here.
far. Well, I'm supposed to be like at the edge, but I can't quite
Oh, there you go.
place.
It's only
There.
one
This is where I
maneuver
meant.
away.
This is where I meant to. I mean, I went here. Technically, it looks like I couldn't go there, but I meant to be behind, in the corner behind. But that's fine.
Okay, so the question is who's going first?
I'm okay with going.
So what? So what have we got then? So the two guys that I kind of
You got
chopped the
these
head off
two
towards
guys that
have
ran
run
away
over
from
to there,
you
yeah.
and their
And
boss.
what's there's their boss. What's happening with the guys at the door?
The guys
Are they
ran up to
coming
the
in?
door and they're looking currently at the window of what the hell's going on inside, and they're kind of hesitant with the four bodies spouting blood out of their, missing trunks.
That's perfectly reasonable.
They didn't get any further than to look at the glass doors and go, "Huh, there's a mutant with a
Saw the new
blood-drenched
decorations.
helicopter blade. Four of our friends spouting geysers of blood, anime style."
Yep. I
I
see
mean,
how that's
obviously,
off-putting.
all of our friends must be dead. We should leave.
Yes, that's an excellent idea. Fine. Okay. Well, in that case, I will. How far can I maneuver in one go?
So 6 squares in one maneuver. And you can always take 2 strain for another maneuver.
So if I was to get to here, that would that put me in melee range of those guys?
To where?
So these guys here. So here. I don't know whether you can see me pinging or not.
Hold it down a little longer
So
because it didn't ping.
there. So if I was to move to there,
Yep. That would
that's
totally put all
within
3 in the melee range of you.
fine. Fuck it. Right. Okay. Well, I was heading towards them, so I think I appreciate their boss is there, but
And he
I
is
think
pretty shot up.
these guys are going to have it. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of picked my target, so you know,
Are you going
uh,
to take 2
I
strain
like
to
a
aim?
party. To do what?
2 strain so you can aim to get a blue dice. I should say another one
What
since
on these moves?
Oh, he already took shoestrain to get there, right? Or oh wait, where did he
No,
go?
that was his first
No, I
strain.
didn't. No, because it was within my maneuver range.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think I am.
Okay, he recklessly doesn't aim. I like this.
What? And didn't somebody give me a blue dice anyway?
Yep. You've got a blue
I did.
dice from Seth's earlier. Shot the beer can, and you're like, the beer, save the beer.
So, with do you know if this will add that dice for my critical injury or not?
It looks like it didn't, so I've added it in there for you.
Okay.
So it should come up with
So
the
I haven't
single
rolled
black
yet.
dice.
Okay. Well, I'll roll then and see what happens. Yes.
Yep,
You all
good
ready?
to go. Yep, looks like it came up. So,
Yeah.
damn, that sucks.
So what does that mean? That's a threat, and that's not a failure, is it?
I know that's
That's a
that's
threat.
totally a success, but with one threat.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take one strain. And what
Yep.
does it look like when you?
That beer really strained you. losing.
Yeah, and you murder the first guy. Second guy takes a big gash to his shoulder, but he is still alive.
Oh. How much strain do I take? Sorry,
One strain.
one.
Seeing that beer
You're
pour
good.
out,
Does-
dripping off the floor, you're just like, oh, toaster gonna have to suck out of an ashtray again.
Yes. Not understand post-apocalyptic economics and resource management. I think, yeah, okay, yeah. I think I slice down through this guy, and I think it showers his boss in blood, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of his, maybe the weapon he was trying to reload falls to the floor and goes off. Not that it matters, but I think that's
Papow.
yeah, why not? I mean, it doesn't hit anybody, but or maybe that's what injures his mate. I don't know.
Guy's feeling mighty lonely there now that Pinky's gone. Okay.
Yeah, oh bless him.
So,
Next.
oh, poor guy here is he's gonna totally. Oh, it sucks either way. He has to either reload or pull his knife. He doesn't have quick draw. He's gonna go ahead and grab a bullet off the table, reload his weapon, and he's gonna shoot you point blank.
Oh,
This is a bad life choice
screw
for
that guy.
him, but that's what he's gonna do.
That's fine.
He's just like, the boss says we gotta get away.
Why you not say? Stop shooting and run.
Mhm.
And he is now a lone minion. Sucks to be him.
It really does. I've got a range defense of 1, if that matters.
Yep. And he's now down to 1 minion, which means he's less accurate. So he goes ahead and fires that pistol off point blank at you and actually hits
Wow.
for 6 points before soak.
Well, that just causes me 1 then, because I've got a soak of 5.
He gets a scratch on you.
So that's a wound, isn't it? Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
1 wound. Yep. And then he's totally running over here yelling at his boss, "You're right, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go." And these guys out here, they totally are looking at the carnage in here and they're just like, nope. And they are running off into
Didn't
the
hear
dark.
nothing.
Nope, we're going to go hide in the playground.
Oh, jeez.
And the boss is going to totally walk over here and take cover by the door. But he's not going to take that 2 strain to open that door. He's going to look at the big guy because I think the other guy is out of range currently. Yeah, he's going to shoot the big guy with the nail gun again and says, "You and I aren't done yet."
That's still in range, but that's okay. Shoot at him, not me. He has more health than I do, I'm sure.
You got range defense 1. And he's not going to bother aiming because he's wanting to. Oh, Seth makes the shot more difficult. Let's upgrade that difficulty.
Yeah.
As he looks at.
Can you use a?
Yes.
Yep, you can totally use a
you can
point
roll,
to make it more difficult for him.
Yep, doesn't have to be me
Cool.
or be
As
the person. Anybody can do it.
obviously Seth says some kind of snide remark as he pulls the trigger, causing him
Oh,
to
jeez.
miss.
Well spent.
As he's gonna, you know,
As
as
it
he thinks. Go ahead.
as it wings past my head, I'll kind of look at him and scowl and say, "Toaster, not construction site."
As you look in slow-mo as the nail goes flying by. And he's going to totally use that advantage to give anybody that shoots him a black dice.
Nice.
So who's going next? He's trying to
I'll
he's
take
trying
the
to do
pot
his
shot.
villain monologue
Yeah.
and, you know, make his escape.
Since he's still in range, I'm gonna pop a shot at him.
And he is at short.
Here.
Oh,
We'll
look
be
at you
generous.
upgrading.
We'll be generous. We'll be generous. And we'll aim again.
Okay, so you're double aiming?
You know what? What the heck? Let's take 2-stranded double aim. Why not?
Okay. As your gun
Whoa.
shakes in your hand as you're aiming at this mofo, because you're just like, you're not getting away, dude. You're not getting away. Go ahead and take your shot.
Okay, here we go. Ah, really? Really?
What?
Wow. What a crock of shit.
As your shot goes zing into the wall, what would you like for that advantage?
I'll give the next one of us a go. A
You're
blue.
gonna give Dr. Handy an upgrade saying, let's get this bastard out. Okay, you see you were aiming so much, your hand must have been trembling from holding that aim.
Right?
Okay, what is Dr. Handy gonna do?
Okay. I got one more patient in Seth, so I'm going to move my 6 squares towards Seth. I know that I can't reach him.
You can totally reach him.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, it's 6 squares, isn't it?
How bad is Seth right now?
Not terrible. I'm only 4 out of 12. So
Obviously,
2/3 health still left.
your shot was so poor, you must be in poor health. Robot
Right?
bird.
Minimum
Wow.
efficiency.
Okay.
Wow.
And okay, so I hate to say that I'm going to wait for Seth to take at minimum of 5 wounds before I heal him, but
Okay,
I
totally
want to get the
Oh,
most
that's
out of this attack. Yeah, I'm going to shoot the big bad.
You're gonna shoot the big bad.
Ooh.
Seth is totally telling you, don't worry about me. Shoot him for a blue dice.
Yep.
If the guy escapes, we just have to deal with more problems.
Right?
And
Get
you're
that
at
snake.
short range, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 squares.
Yep, that's short. And are you gonna take
Yep.
2 strain to aim?
Yes, I will.
Okay, I will add a second blue dice into there for you. Okay, so I
You know
got
what?
ho ho ho, as I just took out that upgrade. So you've now got an upgrade because Seth is like, get this fucker out.
Yep.
To quote Major League, which is totally a movie full of quotables. Okay.
Ready?
Yep, you turn around and you're aiming that pistol in your hand. You remember your Hippocratic programming.
What Hippocratic
He's-
programming?
Yeah.
He erased that already.
that was a conflicting program because sometimes you have to sacrifice to say.
No, actually, the Hippocratic Oath says thou shalt not kill. It says nothing about maiming and wounding until to the point of death.
That's why
Wow.
clerics can use hammers.
Hey, look at
So
that.
you bring up your
At least somebody can hit.
357 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the pre-apocalyptic world. Until, the
He's been watching them
410
Dirty
came
Harry
out.
movies.
As you aim and take your shots, and you succeed at shooting a human being.
What a terrible robot.
Take
However,
that back.
it wasn't the human being that you wanted to shoot.
Oh no.
Right. Okay.
As your shot shoots out and he swings the last surviving bandit member in front of him using his honor among raiders.
Yeah, very good.
He was
Very
ready to sacrifice his boys, which is why he is so low on life, because he's been using that as an extra maneuver each turn. And he puts his guy between you and the bullet.
What an
What does
asshole.
it look like when the bullet rips through his guy? How rude.
It punches. Let's see. It does damage 6. It takes 5 to go through.
And this guy was
7
already
points with the
wounded,
success.
so it killed the guy.
Okay. So it punches a hole through the minion, hits the big boss, but the bullet wedges itself in the door frame, making it more difficult for the door to get opened.
Ooh,
Ooh.
For the 2
I
advantage, I
tell you.
like that. He's going to
Look
have
at
to
that.
actually do an athletics check
Very
to
cool,
open the
man.
damn
That's very
door.
good.
That's nice.
Yeah. Awesome. That's lovely, dude.
Good
Yep.
thinking.
As all of a sudden he laughs and he's like, I'm still alive. And then he looks at the door and goes, huh. Oh, damn. Now he's got to choose to run away or to attack. He can't do both. There went his villain monologue moment. Dr. Handy, you sneaky bastard. So it is top of the order. The minion slumps down out of his, Razor Jet's looking at the door. He's thinking escape or attack, escape or attack. They're all fine for all intents and purposes. The mutant's got a nail sticking out of his forehead and he's not scared. I'm screwed.
Now is a good time to.
I'm going to keep. Yeah, I'm going to wait for Thermos to make his move.
Thermos.
So who's gonna go first?
Go Tuss.
So, yeah. So he's by the door.
Yep.
He's still armed, yeah.
He is still armed. His right arm is hanging limply, but he's got the nail gun in his left hand, and he's debating whether he's going to fight that door or shoot. And he's probably not going to shoot. He's probably going to have to drop the nail gun and try to get the door open with only one arm.
Okay. I want to kind of leap across this table between us and kind of get up in his grill. And I want to grab the arm with the gun and break it if I can.
Okay, so you're going to go for a
Because I
brawl.
don't actually. Yeah. I don't think I want to kill him. I think I want to disarm him and disable him, and then I think my plan might be to drag him back to town. But that's in the future. That's my initial thing is kind of let's just make this guy not a threat anymore and just silly small man. So what do I do to do that shit?
Okay, so that's going to be a brawl attack. So go ahead and roll your brawl. The damage is basically your brawn rating.
So
You
what's
grab his,
brawl?
and
Is that
it's going to be a skill. And if you now
You might not have added it. Yeah.
the primary goal is, are you going to disarm him or hurt him? What is the primary goal?
I think I probably want to disarm him. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So success is
Disarm him and disarm him and keep hold of him.
Okay, so basically you're rolling against his brawl skill. And brawl is in the combat skill section. It's like the very first one
Yeah, I
under
see it.
magic.
Okay, I think I want to use my precognition skill then. So I can
Nice.
upgrade a dice of 3, I think, is it? What did I say it does? I get to precognition. Character glimpses the future. The character can upgrade a single skill check for free during the session. So how do I do that?
You just tell me you're doing that, and I'll give you the upgrade.
I'm doing that.
Okay, I've got the upgrade in there for you. As you go over there and you're just trying to shake that nail gun out of his hand.
Yeah, kind of grab his wrist and twist it up.
And
okay.
Your pool is ready.
Thank you, Brawl.
Oh,
seriously? Seriously?
He did have 2 reds, so
you try to snatch his wrist, and obviously with the shot limp right arm, he's very sensitive to losing his only functioning limb, and he jerks that hand away from you real fast when your mitt tries to grab him. I mean, his wrists do look dainty compared to yours.
Yeah.
Pure panic in his eyes when he realized that you're trying to take him alive. Because you can only imagine what you would do to him if you had him alive.
Well, I know what I'd do, but I can't imagine what he would imagine I'd do.
He's heard the stories of what super mutants do. He's heard the stories of where super mutants come from.
Yeah. Toaster search for a man's compartment.
And he is going to, in response to that, drop his nail gun, which of course you hear it go tack, and it shoots a round off just for effects. And he is going to try to wrestle that door open, which would normally be an average check, except he's using a crippled arm, so that's upgrading the difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pause momentarily to see if anyone wants to spend a story point to make it even more difficult before he chooses one to make it easier.
Oh, sure. Let's do it.
Come on, big man.
As he turns around and he puts both arms on the door to rip that door open, because it should not be this difficult.
Supernatural door.
As he grabs the door and shakes a door he knows is unlocked, but somehow is momentarily impeded as he takes one strain. Wow, he's close. As he throws the door open.
We're using the Genesys.
And he's running off into the darkness. His nail gun left behind. And of course, his other minions are running off into the darkness.
Any chance we can get a parting shot off?
Oh, yeah, your weapon's got medium range. If you run out the door, you could totally get a shot off. He's only short distance from the door.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Dr. Bones is not letting it go away. You come out the door, and he is in the darkness. Do you have a light on or anything?
Muzzle flash, does that count?
If you have your headlight turned on, yes, it would.
I don't know if I have a headlight.
I would
I do have a headlight. I
Are
don't
you
have a light listed on my inventory, so I was assuming that the answer was no.
okay? So the answer is no. So the darkness
Yeah.
will be affecting you as you go out and get ready to shoot the darkness. Your pool is ready
Yeah.
if you want to take your shot.
Can I spend 2 strain to aim?
You can definitely spend 2 strain to aim. That is a good use.
Yep, I will do that.
Okay? If only he can reach that minion group.
Aim.
Okay?
See if I can fire.
You're aiming in the darkness as you see the motion.
And
The dice
Oh!
have gotten mean.
The shot rings off, and you're not quite sure if you did or did not hit him. You totally missed. But the muzzle flash totally outlies him. What would you like for your one
Brutal.
advantage?
um, can I get him to trip?
Not for just one.
You can give me
Okay.
a blue.
Yeah, I'll give a blue to the next person that takes an action.
Okay,
I should
as you
bring
look,
that. I'll point him
back
out
at
as I
Seth.
get over there.
Get out here, Seth, and
Yep.
shoot that guy.
He's like, he's over that way. So as I move, I'm going to take 2 strain to draw my flashlight
To get
and
rid of the
point
2
it
black dice.
exactly and point it in his direction as I tactically come out with the flashlight in my fist underneath the pistol.
Okay.
Aiming.
So aim as well.
No, because I moved and then I'm assuming to draw the flashlight
And
maneuver, right?
Yep. Okay,
So,
but that flashlight
so
getting
I'm
rid of
taking
2
2
black
strain for
dice
that.
is way better than, shooting into the darkness.
Yes.
I already flipped one, by the way.
I just saw
I will gladly give it back
as
to
I
you.
as I clicked, I saw. I'm like, damn it.
Okay,
All
I
right.
got your pool ready.
All right, here we go. Hey!
Crap. So, what is your total damage? Oh, good.
That is 5, 6.
Okay, so you shoot him and he takes 1 point of damage. He is still in play as another bullet hits him in the back.
Damn it.
As he's yelling for
And I'll
his
take a
idiots
strain
to
back.
join him. Join me, idiots, so I can use you as shields.
Yeah, I take a strain back.
Okay, so who's going next? Top of the order. Anybody can go. He is looking.
know
I'm
what?
not going to run out.
He's
I'll shoot
looking
I'm
again.
not
for
going to
cover
run out.
to stealth and disappear.
Yeah,
No,
I'll shoot
I-
again since I got
Go.
light on him and get negating the 2 black. I think I got the best odds at this point, so
Okay, and it means I don't have to adjust the dice pool at all.
nope. All right, so I just snap off a second round real quick. Really?
That way I don't have to adjust the dice pool at all.
Ah, I was trying to get there.
See, I totally said it and paused. That was your chance to spend one. It
Well,
was a
but I was on another
brief pause.
page. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, this one's
Flashlight
really gonna count.
outlining him as you're really aiming for reals this time. Because you're like, hey, I got a stealth Pip
Yes,
Boy. I don't want you in the darkness with your stealth armor.
yes. So give me a blue for an
Oh,
aim.
you're going to aim? Hold on, don't roll yet.
Yeah.
Okay, the blue is in there.
All right, this one's gonna count right here. Boom.
Oh! As you crack
Wow.
another
Dice
shot off in the darkness, obviously his stealth field must be messing your aim up.
The dice gods are hating.
Let him go. He's done. He's finished.
Toaster's just looking at the nail gun on the floor, and he's like, he's lost his street cred.
True.
As he totally runs off into the darkness, and you totally sense in the flashlight there the shimmer of him turning on his stealth field. He's totally incognito out there.
I'll pat Fry on the shoulder, and I'll just say in a calm voice, he now recurring nemesis. Don't worry.
You guys aren't Marvel writers. You're not killing off all the big bads. You're letting them evolve.
Right?
Yep.
Not for the lack of trying.
Right?
But the
That was a lot
important
of
thing is
wasted ammo.
you went in there and you killed a whole grip of his minions and saved the hostages.
Yeah. We did.
And as you guys
We're
go
big
back
damn heroes.
inside, somebody do me a favor and give me a perception check. Don't roll yet though.
Yeah.
Got to clear the pool to make it
Who wants to do it?
negotiable.
I'll do it since I got the best. It
And
might
you got
be worth
story
it.
points. I'm just saying.
Perception.
When you're ready.
Okay, go for it when you're ready.
Perception. Well, I'm not bad with perception, you know. What'd you get,
Okay.
big boy?
So
Got
you
1 and 2.
realize that on the floor, you of course see the H&H nail gun. Ba-bam. Which currently has 16 nails still in the magazine.
Nice.
So it's 5 damage, 3 crit, short range.
He didn't use the fully automatic weapon mode? Wow. Very nice.
And I will totally drop the actual attack here
Oh,
too.
So it's a small light weapon, huh?
Yep.
Wow. I was thinking it was going to be a bigger gun, heavier.
You totally get a collection of, looks like 6 pipe guns.
Yeah, not so much.
With the
I'll
collective.
point to those and say, give to townspeople.
Yep.
Aww. With a collective 16 rounds for it. And if you wanted them, there are a collection of 6 knives. Basically, it's 1 damage on top of your brawl. If you wanted those.
Yep.
And
I wanted his armor.
oh, it's really nice armor. It's the Chinese stealth armor
Yeah,
with a stealth
2
module
soaks.
attached.
Yeah, 2 soaks.
And
Like
you
over
also
soaks.
get, between the collection of these mooks, you get 13 doses of coyote tobacco chew if you want it.
What is that?
It's basically, chewing tobacco, but it basically gives you a boost. It's easily to beat the addiction for it. It's mostly psychological. And it gives you automatic success to all perception checks for, looks like 1 day plus your brawn times 2 in hours.
Wow.
So it makes you extra perceptive because you're paying attention.
Yeah.
If you want to use that, I mean, it belonged to the Raiders.
Actually, best to collect it, because if we don't use it, we can still traded as currency.
Oh yeah.
And then after all the gunfire is said and done, you get 22 cans of irradiated beer.
Damn it.
I mean, you can drink it. It gives an automatic advantage to all brawl and presence checks, and an automatic threat to all intelligence checks. So your mutant friend, who is immune to radiation, I'm going to throw that one out there, can totally be drinking these beers.
His favorite brand.
That didn't do me any
Yeah,
good,
we'll have
but yeah.
those. We'll have those. How many are there? 22.
There are 22 left.
Is that
Oh,
that an easy
good.
thing to carry with us or between us then, or not?
You could totally toss them in a sack.
Okay, great.
And you
No,
find
that's a good thing.
6 walkie-talkies. Which that right there is a huge boon to the group because you have communication now.
Nice. This is a good haul.
I mean, the walkie-talkies alone, you can talk shit to Razor and see if you can goad him to come get you.
Is that like one each, or how does it work? Is it just one?
I know it's 6
No, there's 6
walkie-talkies.
of them.
Oh, 6. Right, sorry. Yeah.
Pretty much you notice that each
Or
of the
we-
corpses had a walkie-talkie on the table next to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you have
Or we
one
run a-
military pack.
Backpack for somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, the walkie-talkies, we had a talker, we could do a propaganda campaign on the radio, break up his mooks. Maybe someone would leave them. But only lie.
Toaster good at talk. Me talking
Now-
radio.
Now, quick question. Once you free the slaves and you get the supplies, and there's wheelbarrows out front where they basically parked all the wheelbarrows they stole full of stuff. Are you guys heading out the front entrance to go back to the town?
I don't see why not. I think
Okay.
because this place is
Yeah.
surely one of the town's resources, isn't it?
Yep. And so somebody give me a perception or vigilance check. And are you doing this at night or are you waiting till dawn to head back to the town?
Oh, we probably spend time cleaning up and searching, so probably dawn.
Okay, good. So I don't have to worry about 2 black dice. Somebody give me a perception or vigilance. I'll take either or.
I'll do vigilance. Stand by.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh,
Yep. It was kind of hastily thrown up there. So as you guys are loading the wagons with the foodstuffs to take back to town, immediately Toaster does that mom arm to one of you guys that was about to pick up the wheelbarrow and start going, and he points to the ground and there's something half buried in the ground that looks dangerous.
Ooh.
As it totally looks
Look
like
at
some
that.
kind of booby trap. Does someone
booby
want
trap.
to use mechanics to disable it or just say screw it and walk around it? Leave it alone. Whatever it is, we don't want to have any problems with that.
Booby.
Here, look.
Crap.
would it be a perception check to figure out what it is first?
With your 2 successes, I will totally tell Toaster that he does in fact recognize it because it is a fairly common booby trap out in the wastelands called a bottle cap mine.
I'll tell these guys.
So it's
I'll say to these
basically
guys,
a anti-personnel landmine. It was meant to keep anyone from trying to steal the wagons or to set off as an alarm.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
move away. Because I only got 3 green for mechanics, so.
I got 2 yellow, and I would spend a story point in order to disarm this.
Do it, man. See if we can keep it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Come on.
Damn it.
I got your upgrade there. Is anybody else going to get danger close with Dr. Bones and give him a blue?
Oh, what, to help, you mean?
To help, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I will, yeah. If I've encountered it before. How do I do it? Do I need to roll a skill check or anything?
Nope, you just say you're going to aid him and give him a blue dice. So that way
I'm
you're
going to aid
both
him and I'm
there.
going to
You're
give him a blue
both
dice.
there point blank in case it goes off.
Yeah, in case it goes wrong, yeah.
Yep.
Glad.
Okay.
You're good to
Here you
go.
go.
Tense moment as he sits to deactivate it and bends a wire and a single point of strain in Dr. Bones as he's burning out a capacitor, as he slides in a stray piece of wire to basically recapture the bottle cap mine. So you have one of these.
Yay.
I mean, depending
I've
on how
always
you
wanted
want
one
to
of these.
reuse it.
Don't know what it is.
Stick it in your compartment.
That's where I keep all the medical supplies.
It's for crude surgery.
You use the mechanic skill to set the mine. It does 13 damage to anything in engaged range, has blast 7 and pierce 1. It's basically meant to blow people's legs off. In classic
Nice.
Fallout fashion, you can start a fight, cut your bad guy, and then drop the mine real quick.
Great.
These sons
That's
of
pretty
bitches
grim.
left a mine if anyone was going to mess with the wagons. Good thing you guys opted to go around back, huh?
Uh-huh.
Classic.
Spotting that in the dark may have been a problem. And of course, you return back to the community with the 2 prisoners freed. The other 2 have already made it back to town to tell everyone of your heroics. You bring the food back. The wounded have been cleared out and brought back. Everyone is in their best giving of thanks day clothing as the food is put out and you are welcomed as big damn heroes. Even a fresh tin of oil is offered to Dr. Bones.
Great. I dress as a turkey.
the town children made a costume for Toaster to wear. Totally as a crocheted turkey head.
Excellent. Exactly what I've always wanted.
It's even better because there's still that one nail sticking out of your forehead that the little wool beanie cap puts on and locks them just right.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
As you have saved the giving of thanks day celebration and rewarded their hearts that you did it just for free food, which they can afford to do. And you mentioned the rest of the facility was clean, but the big bad and his 2 minions that were drunk. By the way, you totally found out the 2 drunk minions went to the playground and were murdered by a giant scorpion that lives there.
Yeah.
But Jet Razor, or Razor Jet as some call him, is still out there hiding in the darkness in the wasteland.
Still out there.
Wearing his
nursing a grudge.
stealth suit.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what happens when you put a stealth module on a stealth suit. He's extra good at hiding.
Well, it's a cool looking suit too, man. I
Yep.
posted a picture of it, of one of them in
I saw that.
Yeah,
and then I found a
looking
picture of the blade weapon, blade sword. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one with a mutant and a blade sword or a chopper blade sword, but
No, that's fine.
And on top of that cool suit, he has the armor modification stealth field added to it on top.
yeah.
So this guy is like
it's a
super stealthy.
That's a 2-soak suit, man.
Yeah. And used to like nailing people in the back of the head while his mooks distract them.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
So you have
Screw
taken
that guy.
out the gluttons because they steal more than they need, and they waste much in the wastelands. Dun, 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 dun. So that's a good place to wrap
That's
it
right.
up there. And the folks in
Yeah, I think
town
so. 'Cause-
will definitely follow through on the you guys can have all the food you can carry. And they tell
Yep.
you that the spring harvest and the fall harvest, they will provide you a wheelbarrow full of food each when you come back. Because, they can totally afford to do that.
Wow.
And they
Okay.
come up with a collection of 19 bottle caps to give you guys as a tip.
Yay.
That's pretty wild.
And they will definitely take the zip guns you don't want because they'll give them to their militia,
Oh, yeah.
which are basically everybody in the town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pipe guns as well, didn't we have pipe guns?
What's that? That's what the zip guns, what we gave them.
Yeah, didn't we have a bunch of pipe guns as well?
Mm-hmm.
The rifle
Do we?
version of them. As all of us
So
So
for
I
some of
think I'm
those,
gonna
they
hold
probably-
on.
Toaster drops a bag full of
I think-
stuff he's been collecting.
Yeah, since the nail gun's actually a light weapon, I think I'm holding on to that.
Yeah, okay. You keep whatever you want, but anything we don't want or we don't need, we'll just give to them. Seems a fair trade, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you now know
I mean, 'cause nails.
your new technique will be to burn
Sorry, go
buildings down to get ammunition.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Cheap ammo, fairly easy to find, and then, I mean, 2 Pierce. That's nice.
It's better than a regular gun.
Yeah. Plus better crit than my current 9mm.
And it lets you save on ammo.
And is yellow.
It's got that
I might have
faded
to repaint it.
construction yellow.
Toaster like color.
Then the worst part
I
is
might have to
we
repaint it.
start to realize that Seth is now becoming the embodiment of Razor Jet. You use a stealth suit.
No.
You have a nail gun.
I guess
People
I do, don't I? I'm
kind
his
of
alter
mistake
ego.
you for
I'm
him.
the nice guy. I'm the nice guy.
Dun, 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 dun.
What do we do anything about XP or anything like that? Or
There would be a little
Just a-
XP, wouldn't there? So since you have saved
works.
not Thanksgiving, a week before Thanksgiving, and you brought all of the hostages back alive, and you drove off the
Yes.
bandits or killed them all, you guys get 15 experience to spend.
Yay.
Is that each or between us?
That's each.
Eat.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
And then the
I'll
town,
bear
of
that in
course,
mind.
will let you stay and rest and relax. They've got some places for you to stay. Parjat totally was hanging out with the old lady mayor and exchanging stories. You now have another place on the map between the vault that you're heading to and the vault you're going to have to head back to that will, in the future, supply food for your vault, possibly. Because why
Excellent.
not?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's freaking awesome.
Which tab on the character sheet do we record our XP on?
That's the very first tab. It'll have the how much you've earned and how much you've spent. So I would put it in the earned column until you spend it, and then move it over to the spent column, so you don't confuse yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the earned and spent columns.
Average
character.
or available XP under character on the character info tab.
So the first tab at
Bottom.
the top should be character sheet. The second one should be character info, and it'll be at the, like you said, at the bottom of character before you hit description.
Yeah. Left side's total XP and available XP. I usually put it under available, and once I spend it, I move it over to the total, just so I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
You
still having
confused.
trouble finding it on the actual character sheet.
Character info tab.
So you know how your
yeah, I'm
skills
looking.
tab? You want to go to the character info
And then
tab,
it's very,
it's the first group.
yeah, first
Oh, okay.
thing is character, and then under the very bottom row.
It'll have your name, your archetype, your career, and then total XP. And then over to the right of that is available XP.
So
Okay.
I've still got
Oh,
10
geez.
unspent from last time.
Ooh,
What?
leaving it on the table.
It's like not leveling, dude.
Yeah,
So,
I forgot to
I
spend.
must have forgotten. That's fine.
Great. I forgot to spend any of my XP, so I'm sitting on 55 available.
Holy cow.
Right,
I'll
start
go through the
some skills,
character.
buddy.
I'll go through the character sheet and I'll start leveling them.
Don't forget talents. You got talents and or leveling skills. So
yep. I would
We'll have a look.
say spend a chunk in the skill you want to be good at for the team, and then buy some talents, because this is now the point in your character's progression. Talent buying is like totally on the table because you can get tier 1, tier 2, and maybe a tier 3 if you've been holding on to everything.
Right.
But that's just how I like to do my characters, because the talents really do
I'll
give you some great stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely look it over and I'll contact you if I have any questions.
Okay.
Cool. I hate to bail on you guys, but I gotta go.
it's
Hey,
that time. Actually,
it
past
is
that
that
time.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
we've overrun by an hour. So,
Yeah, we had a good session. Good job, guys.
yeah, good. Well done, guys. Excellent. Great to catch up with you again. We'll thrash out
Yes.
a date on the messenger, yeah?
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right, and
Cool.
for those
Okay.
of you having Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving. Those of
Yes.
you not,
Same
well,
to you.
have a nice drink.
Yeah, we will. Okay. Thanks, guys. Happy
Later.
holidays.
All right, later.
All right.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Oh, am I still on? I'm not still on.
You're still on because I'm
Hello.
still on. Hello, hello.
Yeah, you're still on. You hit the phone.
All right, later, guys.
Later.